As of right now, just me. Let's just vibe. Let us just vibe with some Pokemons. Oh, man. Go to the very beginning. Very beginning of the whole thing. Sick, dude. That was the Emolga that I missed again.
Hello.
Hello, Lawrence.
Greetings. It is I, your resident Pokemon expert.
Exactly.
Will
This is why
show you
I
around.
hired you.
Yes, yes. So as you can see on the left, you will see a lot of water.
Who is that?
That is called a bird.
Its name is on the screen, Lawrence.
Correct. It is a swan. And over there, more birds.
There's a lot of birds here. It's very true. Oh, who's
How
that?
have you
Is that a
been?
Tailo? Well, so I just got back from the from going out to eat. Oh my god, is that Shaman? Holy shit! No, Grookey, get the fuck out of the way!
Something's happening.
That
over there.
right, that's a fucking legendary
There it
Pokemon.
is. Really?
Yeah,
That cute thing?
yeah.
It looks like a fruit.
It's supposed to be like the harbinger of spring or whatever.
Oh my god.
Dude, that's
What an
nuts.
intense name. Oh yes, and over there are your radioactive Pokemon. Not those guys.
Ready? You want to see them
Big
eat?
famous three-headed bird.
Rah.
Wait a second.
So they have two eating animations, one where they tried to feed each other and one where they just feed themselves, and whenever they tried to feed each other, it always fails, which is really funny. Hello, Adrian.
Hello.
Whoa, those Doug Trios are like us.
Oh,
There's
that's,
three
you
of-
know, that's another Pokemon that's not in this. It's nuts.
There's-
Oh,
wait,
we
I
just
meant-
did a flip.
I meant Dodrio. Those Dodrio are like us, there's three of them.
It's true.
True.
Alright, it's not here. Wow, wow, I'm really surprised. I can't believe we found a Shaman. That's incredible.
Yeah, legendary Harbinger.
Harbinger of Spring.
Harbinger of Spring. Again, what an
Wait,
intense
oh, there's
name
another
for.
one!
Oh,
I can't believe that.
wait, there's two legendary
Well, yeah, you saw
Pokemon?
that in the movie that there were multiple. Oh no! So for beating the game, they gave us a thing where like we could set it so that way every time we press the button, we take multiple pictures in a row, just in case we get like a better shot.
Yeah.
And I've been running out of film.
Oh no.
I'll use this one.
And in this picture we have Mothra,
We have Mothra. That's a good one. Grookey. Look at Grookey jump. There you go.
Oh,
That's a great
adorable.
picture right there.
We're all happy.
Doidrio.
This is King
I like this
Ghidorah.
one. This is King Ghidorah. You know, I'm upset how accurate you are. Here we go.
I don't have a MonsterVerse name for that, although I do have an image in mind. That is Mothra before it became Mothra.
That is pre-Mothra. Dude, what the frick? There's a shaman in
Proto-Mothra.
that picture. I know there is. No. Hold up. Hold
You
up.
had it the
Hold
last
up. Hold
bit.
up. Hold up. It's gotta be here somewhere. Look at that.
Look at that.
That's a legendary Pokemans right there. I like that one. Swanna. Alright, there we go.
Swan, the swan.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, so the restaurant was extremely nice. However, the lady who was at the counter, who takes you in or whatever, she clearly wasn't going by like the reservation list because we had a reservation for 6:30, and she just decided, not decided, but like she was like, I'll give him a table at 7, and then we weren't seated until like 7:20.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, turns out it was prom season, so I get it, you know. But and then we had to
Are
wait.
schools doing prom?
Sorry,
Are schools doing prom at the moment? Or
this is North Carolina.
Oh, well, okay, fair.
So I just realized I wasn't recording, and I just missed the catching shaman on stream.
No.
Oh well, that's fine. I can just start recording now. All right, maybe I'll do it once I'm done with this story. But and then we had to wait about 50 minutes for our food. So
Fantastic.
So if you do the math, that comes out to about 8:10 when we finally sat down to start eating, and the food was extremely good.
Oh, all right.
Yeah,
That's
so
pretty
all in all, totally fine. I am very satisfied with the meal overall.
Nice.
Yeah, it was a good time. It was nice hanging out with my cousin again. She's always a delight. Her boyfriend, I don't think they're married yet. I don't even think they're engaged, but he's a nice guy. We don't really share anything in common, but it's nice to just he's a casual conversation, which is fine.
Better than
No.
nothing.
I actually, earlier today, that reminded me, my mom asked me, it's getting near summer, so my
Wait,
mom asked
hold
me.
up 1 second. Why is the one on the right better than the one on the left?
Worse lighting.
Fair. All right. So you were saying, Adrian?
Earlier today, it's getting near summer, and usually around summer my mom wants to go to Hawaii because we have family there, and so we have a place to stay there. Except, last time we went, we didn't even stay with our family, we stayed in Airbnb, which was really expensive and shitty. So, that sucks. But anyways, she asked me hey, do you want to go to Hawaii with the intonation of oh hey, you're obviously gonna say yes, I'm just making sure, right? And I was like, no, I don't, actually.
Oh.
I'd rather not, because the only people that'd be going with me are her and my 11-year-old brother, neither of whom I share interests with and particularly like talking to. And I wouldn't have my laptop or computer because I gave my laptop to my little brother, and my current computer is a desktop.
Yes.
So, yeah, somehow that shocked her.
Because I mean, you know,
boy.
Hawaii's nice and all, but I definitely feel you there.
Yeah, the scenery's nice, but does it overweigh me having to spend a week without being able to really interact with most people I like interacting with, and being forced to interact with people that I don't really have anything in common with besides blood?
Besides blood.
Besides blood.
Fair. Oh,
A very fair observation.
very fair. Oh, excuse me.
So are they still going to Hawaii though, or?
Yeah, I'm gonna be staying back and watching the dogs.
So you're staying. So you're staying instead of going, which makes sense based on what you just said.
Yeah, I mean, would you want to go to Hawaii with the people that you don't really like or talk to or have anything in common with?
I don't know. I try to make the best of it because I've never been to Hawaii.
I guess that's fair. I've been to Hawaii multiple times throughout my life, so it's also lost its luster in that regard for me.
Ooh. I've been there once, and it was fantastic.
I've
Well,
been
I
there.
haven't quite lost its charm yet.
I've been there. Let's see. Like off the top of my head, I know for sure I've been there at least 1, 2, 3, 4. I want to say at least 6 times, probably more. So, and one of those times I
That's a
stayed for
lot
an
of
entire
times.
summer.
That's very a lot of times.
So yeah, I'm definitely. It's not very novel for me anymore staying there.
Which part in Hawaii?
Honolulu,
Okay.
because that's where our family lives. Also, last time we went there, we stayed in Airbnb, and we argued incessantly because people kept getting lost. We had a very hard time communicating, and one time, my mom brought one of her coworker friends with us that time, and apparently she clogged the toilet so bad we couldn't use the entire bathroom for one night, and I had to panic and find a new Airbnb to find and stay at.
Oh no.
Bad
So-
time.
That's never how you want your vacation story to start off with.
We literally
Like,
had
okay,
a,
so I clogged the toilet.
we literally had a shouting match in like our shitty rental like van with my mom, me, and the person, while my like 10-year-old brother at the time was just had to sit there mortified, like listening to us yelling at each other actively. Like I don't mean arguing, I mean like literally yelling and then like
No.
viscerally and vitriolically just arguing about how this was a miserable time.
Hello, Saba.
It was
by the way.
bad.
Saba's in
So yeah, I
chat.
don't want to. Hello, Saba. So yeah, I don't want to go to
Hello,
Hawaii
Saba.
again. I'd rather not.
You know what? Makes sense.
Damn it.
Yeah, not great. So, yeah.
So yeah.
Which
What the
would you
hell?
guys? I think I mentioned this last time, but which would you guys rather do? The job that I mentioned, where I got 7 different like quote unquote like pay quotes over the course of 2 weeks, or an average 7-Eleven job? Because those are my 2 choices right now.
Can I say neither?
They are both terrible.
Dude, wait, hold up, wait a minute. Give me a second. If I throw this, does the magic carp, does he do a thing at the top of this his jump? Dude, I like these. I like the industrious nature of these Badoos, by the way.
Yeah.
What are they gonna slowly dam off the entire lake?
I think so.
Wow.
They're just slowly
Tangrowth
radiated.
love them. Oh, hi! That's
Oh.
horrifying. I didn't know you were there.
Is that Terry?
Terry! It's the evolution of Terry, yes, actually.
Oh, okay. I've never seen the evolution of Terry, so I'm like, oh, it's
it's
Ter-
also
Terry?
called, it's also Tangrowth.
It's Terry
I
after
know it
Terry
as
got
Terry.
it's after Terry got released into the wild.
I know you know him as Terry, which is why it's funny.
I got so confused.
I think the board's at night, Saba. Oh, Saba, you missed it. We found Shaman.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I straight up found Shaman. He was just kind of wandering around. Actually, there he is again. Right there. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this little boy.
Yeah.
Punk. Wake up.
But back to Adrian's question. So we got one job which potentially pays you a lot.
Well,
or
I didn't get paid
potentially
literally anything
screws-
for it.
Oh,
So I was promised 7 different like shift, probably more than 7 different rates, which range from literally less than minimum wage to like 4 or 5 times minimum wage. It was anywhere in that range. And the job itself was watching 3 special needs kids, including
Right.
like changing diapers for for children that could physically were cognizant enough to speak to you but could not change their own diapers, use the toilet normally. As well as
Right.
just washing them. They cried a lot, and as I mentioned, were incomprehensible at times, and you had to learn an entire separate like code of English The other job is working at 7-Eleven.
Just and no other information needs to be said on that.
It's just 7-Eleven,
It's
dude.
just 7-Eleven.
So those are the two options.
If those are the only options,
Neither.
guess 7-Eleven.
You really think that watching 3 special needs kids is equivalent to a 7-Eleven job, Sam?
No. Oh, you're talking
Me?
Yeah,
I mean, why do you think I think it's equivalent?
because you said neither.
Right. I don't want to really do either.
But if you had to choose one of them,
I
which would you
don't.
say is the lesser evil?
The lesser of two evils would probably be, I don't know, watching the kids, I guess. It depends on, it really
Really?
depends on pay. I don't know. Like, I had the, I mean, not to
But-
derail the conversation, but I had this conversation at dinner tonight where it was like, you know, well, I mean, why don't you just work at like Chick-fil-A or something? And I was like, it's straight up not worth my time to do that. Like, not only pay wise, but like for everything else as well. And it was like, well, what if it did pay like $24 an hour? Would you do it? And I was like, hell yeah. Are you kidding? I'll do anything for $24 an hour. That's living wage. I can move out of my parents' house.
Right.
And so it's just like, so to answer your question, which of the two is offering me $24 an hour? If it's neither, then neither.
But like going off of what we know from Adrian's previous encounter with the babysitting job, you didn't really get paid,
Nope.
Really? At all? Yeah.
Not at all.
not a sense.
I literally called like, hey, how the fuck do I get my paycheck? And then they were like, oh, well, we'll just mail it to you when it's due because you gave us the information. Like, all right, cool. And like, my pay time passes, and I'm like, I didn't get the paycheck. And like, oh, it'll show up. And then later they email, and they're like, hey, you didn't bill for your hours. And I'm like, what the fuck does that mean?
Yeah,
So, yeah.
that's why it says.
Like,
only
I logged
7-Eleven.
all my hours, and I'm like, alright, I logged my hours, pay time's come, I've logged them in, give me my paycheck. And they're like, oh, it'll come in the mail. Okay, so I wait, and I'm like, hey, my paycheck, oh, well, did you bill your hours? What the fuck's that supposed to mean? I logged my hours, is that it? Well, we're not giving your paycheck because you didn't bill for them. And I'm like, I hate you.
Oh,
So,
man.
so I mean, once again, to answer the question, neither. I wouldn't do either of these things. These both sound like garbage.
those are what I'm-
One of them management wise, and the other one literally just the job is garbage.
Yeah.
Those are my options right now.
Oh well. Shame.
Well, I says my thing. I would totally hate myself still throughout the duration of that job, but at least I'm getting money, I guess. But I totally am on board
I
with
know.
Zach's thing of, in reality, I would choose neither.
I mean, I would love to just have like a normal job at this point. My ambitions are not very high right now.
Totally fair.
I would not qualify that previous one as a normal job.
No.
No, it's definitely a special kind of job.
It's a job in which I don't get paid and I waste a bunch of time and I
Indeed.
go through
Indeed.
management and like shitty website hell.
Indeed. I don't know.
I just
Saba,
realized
what
these
do
are
you
different locations. Fuck.
think? That is if she is active in chat.
She's
So
still in
far
chat.
She was.
I mean, Sabin and I were both under the impression that we wanted to talk about Pokemans, but she's not here. Saba didn't have a good day, unfortunately.
Really? But
Yeah.
I thought today was grandmother's.
I am not going to be
celebration.
sharing the full details because obviously it's not really my place in the slightest, but I can say that unfortunately Saba got news.
Oh
Yeah,
no.
so it's not great. Dude, I love Bouffalant. I love this Pokemans. He's so good.
Saba got the news and was sad that J. Jonah Jameson finally got this picture of Spider-Man.
It's true. Now he's
She-
retiring.
Yeah.
She's a famous J. Jonah Jameson supporter, and his retirement news really hit her hard.
as it does for us all.
He's retiring and becoming a superhero on the show Invincible.
Yeah.
True.
That really is J. Jonah Jameson.
It literally is. I mean,
I never made that connection. I was just thinking like, yeah,
It's-
okay, J.K. Simmons again.
It's very fortuitous that that just so happened to be the original design too, and they didn't even have to change it.
Really? That's amazing.
That's what that character is. That's what Omni has looked like since like release 1. He just looked like J. Jonah Jameson.
Oh no! Am I gonna feed
I
the
wonder
cat?
if they noticed the similarities between that character and J. Jonah Jameson.
Oh,
Like,
absolutely.
Oh,
we gotta
no.
get
We gotta
J.K.
cast him.
Simmons. We
We have
gotta
to
cast
catch
him.
it. Yes, absolutely.
Never mind.
Like, I mean, that absolutely makes sense. I would do that too if I was me running the show.
And J.K. Simmons just being like, okay, money.
I love money.
I love money.
I love money.
Just remind me of
What?
fucking Kane Bullard Louis Armstrong bit.
One of my favorite clips that we have.
The one where he's dying as someone enters his office and he just was singing at him.
I see a killer of blue. What the hell's that sound?
I'm trying to plug my headset in because it's on low battery. There we
Oh.
go.
No.
Alright, come on. I need you guys to eat. Eat this. Eat it. Stop looking at me and eat it, you fucks. Damn it.
They're like,
Shove it
we're
down your
allergic
throat."
to apples. How dare you?
How
That's-
dare
that's
you
their
try to
voice.
poison us? Oh, that's cute.
Isn't it cute? Make them all
Oh.
glow.
Uh,
What the hell is that?
because I felt like it, at like 4 a.m. this morning, because I was awake at the time, I decided to conglomerate my 3 different D&D games and make my own server for all
Okay.
to conglomerate them, because previously they were on different servers, and it was like an iota of annoying to click between them, but now they're on the same server, so it's an iota less annoying to click between them.
Nice. The great game master Adrian.
My god.
I've also set it up so that the server can has like general and arts channels and stuff.
Oh, how nice.
So far,
Oh.
let's see.
See that? Cute.
There's 8
Oh!
people on the server.
Shit. That's a
Out
shame.
of...
It is time.
Oh, what the- Hold on.
Ugh, who's that jerk in the top left?
Mm.
Why does he look like that? He looks like a fucking Digimon character protagonist.
I'm not gonna. There's no way I'm gonna be able to replace that first picture, but it's still funny.
That picture does look great on that Murkrow.
Wait a minute. Why would I do that? Should do the one that's closer to the center. Like. All right, Combi. I see you eating.
Does this game account for the rule of thirds?
Not really. They actually don't take many compositional, like abnormalities into account, really.
Is it just how close and center they are, how much of them, and how if there's anything obscuring them?
Yes. Like essentially it draws an invisible box around the Pokemon that's supposed to be the subject, and it wants that box that it draws to be of a certain percentage of the screen. That's what the size is. Position is how close is that box to the center of the screen. So that's, once again, it, like, even if you do like an artsy shot where like there's something on the right and then in the background you see something on the left, it'll still count that as being garbage, even if it's like a really nice photo. Yeah, it's not super great. But that being said, it does help with like the video game, because you know exactly what you should be looking for.
Let's do this. Nice work.
Terry.
Terry.
Dream dance sequence here. What's the fucking thing called? Dream ballet. The dream ballet.
Oh yeah. That's a good photo, actually. I like that one. Once again, I don't like Pinsir's ribcage mouth.
I was
Why
about to
not?
say.
It's creepy.
When I saw its mouth, like in Pokemon Go, I didn't think it would open up like that.
Like, I always just assumed that its mouth would just open wider.
Yeah,
Nah.
not like
Apparently not.
not like teeth poking out and then.
Like a fucking Mortal Kombat fatality.
Yeah.
Classic ribcage mouth.
Classic.
Gold collector. I already.
Oh,
That's
man.
really funny because I got the diamond collector status before the gold collector. I did get bronze first, though, obviously, but still.
Full team rules.
What is that from?
Very talented.
From SpongeBob.
Is
It's from
it?
the part where they're searching for SpongeBob and Sandy divides the people into like
Oh,
gold team
yeah,
and the other
yeah,
team.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
And the one guy's like, gold team rules.
All right, we're going back to park. We're going back to Park Day. I need to get this to level 3.
Oh wait, I just looked. He says it way dorkier than I remember because he looks really muscular. He's like, gold team rules. Because it's like
Okay,
the
that
muscular
sounds more
background
like it.
character.
Is it like the brown fish?
Yeah, it's the
Brown
brown
fish
muscular.
with,
I know
uh,
exactly which one you're talking
Yeah.
about now.
He's like,
With the
gold
black
team
spandex.
rules. Yeah, yeah.
Look at this
Love
guy.
that dude.
Dude, that's a great photo. Oh my god.
Ooh.
There's so many Bouffalants. I'm glad to see that they're back. That they came back from extinction. You know.
Which I never knew happened to Pokemon being extinct.
Well, I mean, there's the fossil types, but I was mostly making reference to buffaloes.
What do you think the cross between a Buffalint and a Tauros is called?
Buffalos.
Buffalosaurus.
Both of our
By
answers are
the-
correct.
By the way, do you know what they actually call the cross between a cow and a bison?
Hello. Hello,
Cowson.
Mario. A cow and a bison?
Yeah,
I didn't know you could do that. What do you call it?
a beefalo.
That's not true.
It's true. It's a legitimate breed.
No, that's bullshit. That's stupid, nonsensical, fucking.
It's-
What's the name of that game?
It's Don't Starve, but Don't Starve
You
references the fact
lied
it's a
to
real
me.
thing.
You have never.
a real-
you have
it's a
never
real
not
thing.
lied to me.
This is true. Although, if you look, Wikipedia is also in on the conspiracy. Apparently,
It's Wikipedia's not even. Wikipedia's not even a valid source.
Wikipedia is not even valid sauce. I prefer ketchup.
Yeah.
Hello. Are you a dick? Not you. Sorry.
Also,
the
there's an
Doidreo.
entire American Beefalo Association.
It's kind of like a.
Oh yes,
did it-
another cult for me and Grant to follow.
Who's the leader? A fucking cow?
I don't know.
You
The
can't-
leader of the Beefalo.
Adrian, you can't
Association.
call her that.
Who?
The leader of the Beef Association.
Excuse you, it's the leader of the Beefalo Association, not just leader of the Beef Association. That's McDonald herself.
McDonald, not Wendy's.
Yeah. No.
I can't believe there's 2 Shaman on this level alone. That's kind of interesting.
Makes you think, huh?
Not really.
There's a,
But what
wait a
about
second,
the
there's
math
a
behind
Beefalo
it?
and a Catalo?
I believe it.
Oh!
You just snatch it out of the air?
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh.
Good reflexes.
Hi. Shit.
Nope, scram!
Everybody
No,
scramble!
scram!
It's the fuzz.
It's the
Let's get
fuzz.
out of here.
We can't show them where our radiation is.
Shut up.
It's a good thing you're in this radioactive protected dome, this like lead insulated
Yeah.
thing, because oh boy, you're getting real close to that lake on that trip.
Yeah. And we
Yeah,
do
is it the
know that
same
those,
lake?
Those Bidoofs are working on that lake.
Oh,
Ooh.
you see that? He
Oh,
did a little
doing a
dance. He did a little dance, made a little love.
Those things are too big.
The fucking Comfies? Yeah, they are. It's fucking weird.
Shouldn't they
Nah,
be
man,
like
they're
wrist
live
sized?
They're life-sized. They're that big.
Life-sized.
Aren't they supposed to be the size of like a bracelet?
No, they're supposed to. It's supposed to be a lei.
Oh, I thought it was a bracelet.
Nah, it's a lei. Hi.
Jagruki.
Say hello to your. Oh my God,
Little
shaman.
friend.
Oh, and he's like covered in flowers instead of having the just one. That's neat. Dang, my connection is bad enough to where I can't properly watch right now. I'll have to come back later. For
But
shame.
Shaman's always...
Oh well. Oh, man, I don't like beefalo. Beefalo's weird.
What's wrong with beefalo? It's a natural effort to preserve the buffalo population.
By making them more edible.
Yes.
Yes.
But
I'm
also,
sure
I
it's
think
pretty
I saw there was like a quote from some biologist that was like, beefalo are effectively just bison, and like the DNA is really similar or something.
Where's the scientist from? The Beefalo Association.
This is me mentally when Adrian talks about beefalo. No! 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 No!
No, the Spring National Beefalo Showcase has been cancelled. Oh no, wait, it already passed. Never mind.
I was gonna say, when is it from?
I must figure
I'll
out.
take that,
In
yeah.
a second. How far?
Dr. Dirk Van Vuren, formerly U of Kansas, pointed out that the bison today that carry cattle data look exactly like bison, function exactly like bison, and are in fact bison. For conservation groups, the interest is that they are not totally pure.
I mean, I don't give a shit about that kind of stuff.
So they're, yeah. They are a Boss Taurus ex Bison.
Ex-bison bison, that's funny.
That's the name for bison, I guess.
I thought it was
Genetically.
buffalo.
Bison is the plains bison. And then the wood bison is a bison Athabasca.
Adrian, you sound like you're going insane.
What's that one sentence where it's like bison?
I think
Oh,
it's
buffalo.
It's buffalo.
Buffalo.
Because buffalo is also a verb.
Yeah.
What
Also an
verb is it?
adjective, a noun, a vowel, a
Yeah, that's the second
con-
one we completed.
conjugation, abjuration, incantation.
I never searched up why buffalo is a verb. Buffalo, verb. Tell me.
I'm looking at the bison Wikipedia now, and apparently
looking
there's
at
a
the
tab
butt.
called horning.
Yeah.
Horny. That's pretty good.
Oh, it's a little duck.
I speaking of definitions, I never knew that stonk was a real word. It's a military term for like a bombardment, I think.
I believe it.
So
Is that where
just
the term
just-
stonking great comes from?
Maybe?
Did I get wait, hold up, did I get no photos of Shaman technically?
Get me those photos of Shaman on Death by Saturday.
Yeah.
I want those photos of Shaman. Oh, also I got a haircut today, finally.
Oh, nice.
Congratulations. Your mother and I are very proud.
Probably. I mean, she was there.
Again. Did I get this fucking Shaman, dude? I'm gonna capture
In the
it.
frame.
I'm gonna capture it. I'm gonna chop it into little pieces. I'm gonna dice it. And then I'm gonna saute this bitch.
Nice. You're gonna saute your fruit?
Is it a fruit?
First, I'll turn him into a
It
plate,
looks
then I'll
like
put him
a
in a
fruit.
box, then I'll put that box in a bigger box, and then I'll mail that box to myself, and then I'll smash it with a hammer. Did you know?
You know.
Did you know?
Did you know? The
Hello, Mario.
Hello,
the voice
Mario.
actor for Yzma in Emperor's New Groove is the person who famously sang Santa Baby.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, same person.
That's incredible, actually. That's a very very good vocal talent.
Yeah, vocal range, huh?
Yeah.
Eartha Kitt is her name.
Kurtha Yit.
Eartha Kitt. She also apparently even did Yzma in the Emperor's New Groove video games for like PS1 and PC.
I believe that.
I believe that. more money.
I just am surprised when like actual voice actors deign themselves to do the video game adaptations for their movies or media.
I guess you're right, because they
Usually they
often
don't.
don't sell well.
Usually
or
they
they
get an
edit the usual
Or
impersonator.
comparatively, yeah.
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 When was the last time Disney made a video game?
Split second.
Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah, I guess that technically counts. I mean, they
I
didn't
guess
make
so,
it, but they
yeah.
did produce it.
And he definitely allowed.
They
As
allowed it to
much
exist,
Disney
which according
references.
to they allowed it to exist, which according to Disney means that they own it.
True.
Yeah, Eartha Kitt,
Oh wait,
born
look at
Eartha
this!
May Kitt,
Boom!
Oh,
known for her highly distinctive singing style, Chris Melvy's song "Santa Baby." She new generation fans the roles in Disney Emperor New Groove when she voiced the villainous Yzma and in Holes. I didn't know she was in Holes, but apparently she was in Holes.
There's so many Badoofs. Hello. Hello, Mario.
hello, Mario.
Hello, Mario.
Hey, this is my brother Luigi. He's going to show you a peepin' pipin' spaghetti of a time.
Peepin' pasta spaghetti 7 of Mascione. Hello, Mario.
There's a so I talked about it before, but I started watching a cartoon called Mao Mao, the Heroes of Pure
Oh
Heart.
yeah, I've heard
It's-
of that.
It's pretty good, actually. And one of my favorite things is that there's a villain. His name is Boomer Rat. Or sorry, Boomerang Rat. He's literally a rat that will snap all of his bones to form a boomerang. Just so that way someone can throw him and then he'll be out of commission for like the entirety of the fight because they threw him.
That seems disturbing.
It's really funny, but he has a really thick like Brooklyn Italian accent, and like sometimes when he needs to say something but they don't have anything for him to say, he'll just go spaghetti.
Nice.
It's really funny, and it's like they're like super early. They lay it on super thick. Where he's like like in his introduction, he's like, "Hey yo, my maman has just finished making the pizza pasta spaghetti," and Badger Clops, like one of the main characters, goes, "What did you just say?" He's like, "I don't even know. The script is just like this."
Just like this.
I would love to have that job. Are you kidding me? I want to be that voice actor.
Yeah.
Hey, bibbidi bobbidi, fuck yourself.
Speaking of Mario, I
Hey, son,
recently
what job do you want? Like, whatever, I could just yell shit.
Exactly.
I recently revisited and reviewed the plot
That's
of Super
dude.
Paper
Look
Mario.
at this. Oh my god,
Oh,
that's a
that's
great
cool.
picture. Come on. All right, yeah. Sorry, Adrian.
I revisited the plot of Super Paper Mario and I realized
Which
how
one,
fucked
the
up it was
original
all
one?
over again.
Or
Super Paper Mario.
Super Paper. Did you recently check that up because fucking what's his
Because
face put out a
RT
video?
Game, yeah.
I saw that he was streaming it like 2 days ago. This is the kind of turnover you can have in your videos when you have actual editors. But yeah,
Yeah.
the plot of that game is kind of fucked.
It's really sad.
Yeah. Especially the part where
Yeah.
there was supposed to be a marriage and then there wasn't, and then memory loss, and then the universe gets obliterated. We should play that on stream.
It's a Wii game.
Yeah, I'm the emulator.
It
We're
has
playing
motion controls.
Wario Land. Yeah, Adrian, I don't. All right. I'm gonna have to teach you what dolphin is at one point. But
You're a dolphin.
You're a jackass, which is also an animal. I mean, yeah, because what's his face? Fucking Wario Land Shake It's on the docket to play eventually.
Wow.
And also, it doesn't really have motion controls.
Kind of. When you get fallen asleep by the crazy daisies, you have to shake to wake up. But
What?
what?
No, what? I thought you were just asleep for a few turns.
No, that's in the fucking 1,000-year door. In the Super Mario, you have to literally shake the control to wake up.
No! No, this
Yes.
is my no, stop. I'm talking about the game. This is now my number one picture. Not the
Oh.
Milotic
Oh
one.
wow, 5.5K.
No, I like the Milotic one though. Oh, Mario. But yeah,
Mario.
But yeah.
I like Count Bleck. Count Bleck is awesome.
I forgot the fucking fact that you're allowed to just keep playing the game after you beat the game and just explore the world, but then you lose your
Not
fucking...
only that, there's post game, Adrian.
I know, but there's post-game, but then you just don't have fucking Tippy.
Yeah, isn't that really sad?
But then even then you can buy Tiptron, who frequently has existential crises that she's not the real Tippy.
Yeah, you buy them from the Chameleon, right?
Yeah, and then she's like, good job saving the world, Mario. I think that's what she'd say.
Exactly, right? Isn't it sad? Oh
That's
my
so
god,
fucked.
Are you shitting me? It goes above 3?
Yeah. Okay.
God damn.
Game's sad.
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, do you remember? I remember one of the parts that really fucked me up was the Samurai castle, where
Yeah.
you're going through the 100-floor Samurai challenge as it's being devoured by a black hole, and then the entire universe just gets destroyed, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah, and she's like, and the guy's like, well, normally you'd have to beat us, but this seems dire, so we'll let you go one time, and then it's too late anyways.
yeah, exactly. You remember the part where Mario actually factually dies and gets sent to the underwear, and then like 2 minutes later you go to the underwear again as
Again, you come back.
you come back and the fucking queen of the underwear is like, what the fuck?
What's your problem? Yeah, she's like, what's your problem?
I said, no one has ever come back here twice. What the hell is wrong with you? Lawrence, it's a good game.
Oh, I'll
Very
take
good
your word
game.
for it.
We'll be playing it on stream eventually. Because that's one of my favorite games. That was my first Paper Mario game, and then I played 1,000-Year Door, which is also very good, but very different. I can see why people have a problem with Super Paper Mario.
I will say the mandatory literal slave labor part of the game is not the best.
I disagree. I think it requires you to be more clever than not at all. Like the part where you can just go to the safe and immediately win.
I mean, you still need to do it like
It's like
sitting there.
it's like 3 minutes of running, if that.
of just sitting there running.
I don't know. I can definitely see what you're getting at when it comes to like they could have did something else instead, but I don't know. I thought it was okay. Because you do the
not the
run
best.
because what was the first one? The first one was jumping, right? Because there were 3 of them, and the running one was the easy one because all you had to do was just hold the button down.
Right.
Yeah, I thought that was okay.
I don't know. It's cool on paper.
Also, you know what? I think that's a reasonable statement to make.
It's just
Did I just straight up fucking miss that? Are you kidding? Oh,
the world
hi!
was too slippery.
What the hell? It's a Heracross. He's just
That's
here.
a massive bug.
I just got fucking Johto anime flashbacks to Ash's Heracross. I haven't seen a Heracross just hump a tree like that since back then. Oh, fuck, he's
What,
coming.
you gonna come at me, bitch? Fight me, dweebus.
I've got a camera, and it's got a pretty fast shutter. What are you gonna
Yeah.
do about it?
Hey,
I fight
Pidgeot.
bosses with this thing.
Exactly. Hello, Pidgeot.
Hello, Pidgeot.
Did I take pictures of Taylor
Hello,
yet?
Todd.
Oh, hi.
It's a
Dude, you're
ducklet.
flying! Congratulations! I'm so happy for you.
Ducklets can't fly.
Ducklets can do whatever the fuck they want.
Ducklets
That
can
was
fly
incredible. Did you see him jump?
about as well as Dodrio can
Oh.
swim.
Dodrio can probably swim very well. If they can propeller their necks, they can propeller their they can do it underwater too.
How about that one? Sure.
All right. We gotta. All right, come on.
You're going
in
to
here.
the industrial district.
In here.
Huh?
In here. Come on. Oh, hi, Heracross. Oh, hi. Hi.
Hello?
You're in your den. Oh, you're following me. Oh man, I love Bidoof. Like Bidoof, like I'm really thinking about it, because you know how like Pikachu's the mascot, and then they're really pushing Eevee now as well. I think Bidoof could very easily be a third mascot Pokemon.
Bidoof has a lot of meme connotation from the past.
Right, but he's doofy and goofy, but he's still cute.
Doofy, Cutie, and Goofy.
My favorite dwarves.
They were cut from the final
Oh,
release.
the sound of
Yeah.
the shutter makes them leave. Okay, I get that. I get it. All right, so we're coming up to the flower patch. I wonder what's gonna be over here.
No, a big ass spider, and I'll freak out.
Oh, we already did the jungle. We can go back to the jungle. Do you want to see the big ass
I
spider?
am good.
Are you sure? Have
Yes,
you ever,
I
have
am
you
very
seen
sure.
have you seen what a
Oh.
life-size Ariados looks like?
I'd rather not.
Oh, well, get ready, because we're going there next.
Oh, that's not.
Hello, Grant.
Oh,
Hello,
Brent.
Zach. Hello,
Hey,
stream.
Hello.
Hey,
Oh,
Grant.
you're white now.
Oh,
What up?
I got a haircut and my second vaccine shot, so now I'm ready to choose between doing more of the job that was nightmarish last time, because that was offered to me again, or a 7-Eleven job.
I was gonna ask about your job stuff because the last I heard was tutoring.
I'm tutoring for free, as in I'm not getting paid right now, and I'm more or less being coerced into it to keep living here.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hello, slavery.
hello, slavery.
But yeah, so... I mean, I would assume that if I take up a job, then I won't have to do the tutoring anymore.
Which
right.
makes sense.
Because at that point, I'd at least be getting... And at that point, I'd at least be getting paid for what I'm doing. So my options are 7-Eleven, continue tutoring like this, or go back taking care of 3 special needs kids at the same time for several hours a day.
What are you leaning towards?
I don't fucking know, man.
Yeah.
He
I'm
tried.
waiting for a 7-Eleven.
He tried asking us for our opinion, and I was very distinctly not helpful.
Yes, you explicitly chose none of the options I presented you.
Yes, on purpose.
I responded with tears in my eyes. I'll work in 7-Eleven.
I mean, at the very least, a silver lining, my older brothers would be working at the same 7-Eleven, and he's a cool guy.
Yeah.
I mean, that
Oh, that's
I would say
good.
that helps a little bit.
Yeah. Helps bring the spirits back.
I don't know if I'd actually be sharing a shift with him, because how many fucking people do you need to run a 7-Eleven?
Go to
17.
7-Eleven.
You need.
What
you
is
need
that number
between
based off,
7-Eleven.
Zach? What's that number based off, Zach? Can you show your
Based.
work?
Yeah, just
That
give me a
number's
minute.
based, Adrian.
Based
I
on
say-
what?
Based.
Based on what?
Based.
Hey, Zach, can you show me the math for that? And I'm like, yeah, just give me a minute. And then I just pull up Paint, I draw a middle finger, and I send it to you. There you go. There's my fucking math.
Oh.
Don't ever question me again.
Don't have a fucking question me again. You hear me?
I've been having to do 6th grader math homework, like 10 plus pages a day for the last week and a half.
Are they at least easy 6th grade math homework?
Most of them, there's like been 2 or 3 of them that I've had to actually read over a few times because they're word problems and they're really awkwardly phrased.
Ah, yes,
But-
such as all word problems.
A lot of it
let's
is
trick the fucking kids, right?
right.
These kids are already having a hard enough time doing the math.
Fuck
Plus
'em.
make it confusing.
Fuck them. Who cares?
I can give you an example of one of them that made me scratch my head a little bit until I figured it out.
Okay.
If you guys want to do a
Well,
math if you guys want to do a math stream.
Math stream?
Math stream.
Well, this is
Okay.
clearly going to be like a banter stream since Saba and I finished the game earlier today.
Oh, you guys
Oh.
did?
Yeah, we got to the final boss. Before Adrian gives us math, thank you for that. Before we start talking about smoothies again, I
Yes.
want you to take a wild guess what the bosses were, because I think there were 2 because you guys saw Milotic, right?
Yeah.
What do you think the two bosses that you guys didn't see were?
Squirtle
Are
and
they more-
Charizard.
Wait, no, 3.
Oh.
Squirtle,
Sorry,
Charizard, and
3.
Bulbasaur.
Are they all water?
Giant Bidoof.
No, they're not all water. So,
Oh, okay.
so the first one was Meganium, and then there was Wishiwashi, and then Milotic. The third one
Magmortar.
was a fire type, and he was in like the
Magzilla.
volcano
Oh,
area.
okay.
The fourth one was a steel type that was underground, and then the fifth one was something that Saba and I had no idea about. It was nowhere on our radar. So I want to hear some guesses.
Magmortar.
Bidoofzilla. He,
Not
got way too
Magmortar.
much
I'll give you a hint.
radiation.
It flew.
It's Professor Oak.
It flew? Is that what you said?
The fire one was able to fly.
Charizard?
I thought it would be Charizard, but it was not.
It's a fire type. What's a fire flying? Is it Talonflame?
Fire.
No,
A
Talonflame
firefly.
was a
It's a
normal
word
one.
it's a trick in the words.
Was it Moltres?
Just a regular firefly.
Firefly.
Moltres.
Oh.
Ooh, Moltres might be a good guess.
Do you want? Nope, it wasn't a legendary. Well,
I was
actually-
gonna say, are they actual legendaries?
Actually, I think it's a pseudo legendary. Actually, now I think about it, I'll give you another hint. I believe it's in Gen 5.
It
That
was
can
Marcus
fly?
Persson, creator of Minecraft, also known as.
Oh, Notch.
Oh, my Gen
shit.
5 Pokemon. I gave up.
Yeah,
after.
I'm trying to think.
I'm about to say,
America, the
this new
Pokemon.
hint gives me nothing.
Black and
But
white,
he's
more
not
like
American.
Zack is
White.
fight.
Height?
Oh.
Zack is fight.
Zucker's fight. It could fly?
It could fly. It's a pseudo legendary from Gen 5 that is fire type.
It's a pseudo legendary.
Yeah, like one of the lesser.
Is it
legend-
Volcarona?
It was Volcarona. Came out of left field. Kasaba and I were sure. We were 100% sure it was gonna be Charizard, and then fucking Volcarona shows up, and we were like, "What?"
Who?
Yeah, exactly. I was like, who the hell thinks of Volcarona ever?
Oh my god, Volcarona looks kind of dope.
It's
I mean,
kind
I
of
guess
neat.
it
It's supposed to be.
makes-
It's supposed to be like representing the sun,
I
which
guess
is
it
neat.
makes sense.
All right.
Praise the sun.
So the fourth boss was on the ice island, and it was a steel,
steel?
and it was a steel type that was underground.
Metagross.
Steelix?
It was Steelix.
Oh,
Wow.
that's funny. Steelix would have been my first guess, but I thought, no way.
Occam's
And-
razor.
And so
Occam's razor,
and so
indeed.
I shared this with Saba as well, but I was a little disappointed because up to that point where Steelix was the boss, every Illumina Pokemon was from a different generation. Until Steelix, which is also Gen 2. Same as Meganium, so that's a little disappointing. But yeah, but that being said, they did do some cool stuff with Steelix. He had a, cause you know how like when you make them glow, they have like lines all over their body and stuff?
Yeah.
Steelix had like circuitry.
Ooh.
It was like straight lines and stuff. It was really cool. What else? All right, and then the sixth and final one. The only hint I will give you was that, well, the two hints was that it was nowhere on Saba and I's radar. It definitely makes
boy.
sense, and it was Gen 6.
It was the camera Pokemon, Cameroar.
Cameroar.
Greninja?
No.
Damn it.
Good guess,
Is it a
though. That would make
legendary?
sense, actually, but no.
Was it Ash Greninja? The fusion of them that they
Yeah.
did in the anime.
Fusion.
It's a real thing for some reason. He fuses with the fucking Greninja and it's really weird.
What are you talking about?
Noivern?
No, but we did find a Noivern in the final area, which is really cool.
Gudra?
No, although it was spoiled for us that Gudra is in fact in the game. You want to take one more guess?
Is it like a pseudo legendary or is it just like regular ass?
Since you've been giving such reasonable answers or reasonable guesses, I'll tell you it's straight up one of the legendaries.
Oh, it's actually a legendary.
Yeah.
The Hoopa.
Nope.
Damn.
Although Hoopa would make a lot of sense.
Who is it?
Fucking Zarneus.
Okay.
Right? And so, because keep in mind, all the there's supposed to be one of every legendary, right? There's not supposed to be multiple. But yeah, Zarneus was just. What the hell is that?
That's Greninja fused with Ash for some
Yeah,
reason
it's
in the
Ash
anime.
Greninja.
But
Ash
They do
Greninja.
that.
but how did he fuse though?
I don't fucking know.
Ash
being
doesn't
cool.
Ash doesn't have that power.
By being based.
That's what you
Ash.
think.
I guess that's what I think.
Oh, yo, Zarneus looks dope.
It's pretty. It's a
Yeah.
pretty neat design. I said this to Saba earlier today, but I think if we ever go back to do any more tier lists, because I had the one of like how long would we survive, and then we would do like different spots, right? We would do like video games, movies, and then like anime. Not on the same night. These would be like multiple evenings. But another one that I was saying was that we should do every Pokemon generation. Keep them or chuck them, where it's just every Pokemon design, and it's are we keeping this garbage or are we getting rid of it?
I feel like you probably have more vitriolic stances than everyone else in the stream would.
So
about that.
Implying every Pokemon is garbage.
no, there's a lot of really good designs, even in like the newer generations and stuff. There's a lot of.
So when
designs
you're
that
like,
I
are
think
we
are super
keeping
cool.
this garbage?
Are we
That's
keeping
like,
this
nah.
garbage?
Zach's like, listen, there's a really solid 10% of Pokemon that are worth keeping, okay, guys?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I gave the estimate earlier, but I think my like reasonable estimate would be somewhere around like 40% of Pokemon are like good designs. There's a lot of Pokemon that I'm like eh, and then I also had the opinion that if it's like a pre or post evolution of a design that deserves to stay, it also deserves to stay by like nepotism, essentially.
Okay.
Yeah. But I don't know. I thought that'd be fun because there's a lot of really good designs, and then a lot of like designs.
The best design, Terry Plus.
I actually Tangrowth is one of the ones that I would definitely get rid of.
Wow.
I think Tangrowth is very bad.
Terry.
Terry. But once again, we'd be doing like a tier, like essentially we'd be doing this on a tier list, by the way, and it would be 5 ranks of 100% gone, get the fuck out of here to sure, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Would it be based on how many people want it gone?
Of the 5 of us,
Yeah.
sure.
A lot of 4s then, I would imagine.
Of things wanting to stay versus leave. Dude,
Yeah.
you're blue.
He blew.
Why are you blue?
This is a really pretty one.
They have a lot of stuff in this where it's like, hey, look at this Pokemon, but it's a different color now, and I'm like, sick, dude. Are you kidding? Look
I
at
like
Florges.
Comfey.
Comfey is cool. What the hell?
Ooh.
Oh.
What
She's
was that?
casting Cure. She cast
Oh.
Cure.
I guess she did
Sure, I'll
actually.
You have been cured of your hunchback.
Thank you, Adrian.
Can it cure me of my back as well?
I was gonna say, can it cure me of my eczema?
Just
No.
cure us
These are
general.
all status effects. By the way.
No.
Eczema, oily skin.
We'll just feel better, but nothing's like changed physically.
Oh, that's so good.
I mean, I guess that's fine.
I wish she cast Asuna instead.
I wish it cast Zeta Flame.
So the Jones family goes on a family trip to Newark, and it takes them 8 days to do the trip both there and back. And the Quark family goes and does the exact same trip, but for them it only takes them 5 days. How many times would they have to make the same trip over and over until they leave at the exact same time a second time? Was the phrasing of the question. The math itself is not hard,
Weird
but it's just
phrasing.
it's weird, right? It's
I believe it is.
How many times do they have to go back and forth to be out at the same place at the same time, at the back and forth, and how many trips? And
I believe the answer
sounds like an
is
auctioneer.
8.
Okay, I think I misphrased it, but basically it's like how many days would it be until they left the same time, which the answer would be 40, because it's supposed to be like, you fucking grade, at least come multiple question.
I
'cause
can go
8 and
40
5.
times.
It's 40 days until they leave at the same time again because it's at least called multiple question. But the phrasing and
Yeah.
it framing is so obtuse, and it's like, what the hell? Like, what sixth grader is gonna sit down and get this, right?
Who knows?
Like
The smartest
The eighth
sixth
grader.
graders, of course.
sixth grader.
Sorry.
The
Sixth graders,
smartest
of course.
grader.
I don't know. I look back like, you know what? I see why I failed this class.
Me, the smartest sixth grader.
Dude, put me in sixth grade and I'll smoke those dorks. Those idiots.
Exactly, dude.
Now-
Me as
Let's
a
go back.
22-year-old. Yeah. I would. I'm so. I mean, that's basically what being a tutor is, right? You just go back in time, and be like, oh, well, I'm 22 now, so I could smoke these questions easy, no problem.
Kinda.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because my nephew needed a lot of help with his math, not because he didn't understand it, because he didn't have any patience. Period. And I explained it to him kind of in a similar way, where he's like, Zach, why are you so good at all this math? Why can you do it in your head? And I was like, no, I'm actually very bad at math. I've just been doing it for 20 years. And he's like, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, the kid that I'm tutoring, the reason he's tutoring says he lost an entire year of school to COVID,
Yeah.
and also
Dang.
being in the foster system. But also,
Oh, no.
like, he's in sixth grade and he barely knows his multiplication table past like 2, so he's also not got a great foundation to begin with. Fortunately.
This is kind of a tangent springing off of that, but because I'm not a huge fan of how like the American education system prioritizes memorization primarily
Right.
over a lot of
Who
things.
is?
But I
not
will
great.
say that the multiplication table up to 12s, I think that's reasonable. Because like that's a lot of
I
like
agree.
because that's a lot of quick math that you're gonna need to do a lot.
Quick
I would
maths.
tend to agree.
What's the thing? Isn't there a thing that you can do where you can it's like a percentage thing where like it's like 80% of 20 is the same thing as 20% is 80 or something. Have you ever heard of that?
What?
There
No.
was a-
Probably.
There's a thing. I can't remember what it was, but it was like a math trick where it's like, oh, did you know that blah 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 is the same as the reverse? And I was like, oh, that's really useful. And I went to go tell my nephew, and then I forgot what the actual factoid was, so I just walked away.
Oop.
But that's okay.
Hey,
I do
buddy.
that a lot.
You walk like you went up to him like, "Hey," and then you open your mouth and just turn around and walk away.
No, I didn't do that. I went downstairs where he was like doing his work, and I just stood there at the bottom of the stairs, looked at him, thought for a second, and then just went back upstairs.
Nice.
I've done
I'll
that.
be honest.
I do that. I do that normally, like even when I'm not
I was
doing
gonna
anything
say,
else. So.
I was gonna say, I've done that a lot of times. But usually it's for me, it's because like I want to go eat in the kitchen. I see someone else's kitchen, and I turn around and go back to my room because I don't like being in the kitchen with someone else at the same time.
Why?
Cause it's fucking. It feels like claustrophobic, and how like the kitchen has knives and fire and shit in it, and also just like I don't want people judging what I'm eating. And I don't care to know what.
Oh,
other
like
people
you're
are
saying
eating
if they're like actually like cooking something.
Well, yeah, not even if they're just in there like doing something around the area, because we don't have a super big kitchen. It's like not small, but it's like not big either. But it's like, yes, you could fit some people in there, but also I just don't like sharing a kitchen like at the same time as someone else, like while they're in there. Like if they're like getting a snack and just eating on like at the sink, I'll leave. I'll just let them do that because like I don't want to have to like get them to move over just so I can get my. If I'm going to the kitchen, I don't want to have to spend social energy to interact with people just to get some chips. It's not worth it.
Eating over the sink?
Like eating over the sink or like just fucking making ramen with like boiling water or something.
Oh, okay. Do people
I see.
eat over the sink? That's a good
Yeah.
that's a good idea.
It's a good idea, but also it gives you a very sad atmosphere.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's just like something like quick but like messy, yeah, I just eat over the sink.
It's
Watch it.
I mean, when you're at midnight eating over the sink with the only light on in the kitchen over yourself directly, and you're just eating cereal over the sink, it's a very sad environment.
Okay, don't do that.
It's very depressing to be in that kind of area. That it's a very bad space, but
I've been in that situation before. I would just look around and just be like, After 21 years, here I am.
Yeah,
Eating cereal over the sink.
yeah, eating over the sink is one of the worst. It's like it raises your chance of being like, what am I doing with my life by like 80%.
What am I doing with my life?
Yeah, it raises your chance. It multiplies your chance of having like a existential moment. So I wouldn't recommend it unless you just really don't want to get messy and have to clean up a table or something.
Fair.
And hopefully you won't accidentally stumble upon that situation. Like you just get hungry
What?
sometime at midnight
So,
and just
question.
do that automatically.
Yes.
What if the individual in question? Oh, hello. What if the individual in question? Oh my God! What the hell? Well, I got it. Cool. What if the individual in question has existential crises every time that they realize that Ben 10 came out 10 years ago? Sorry, more than 10 years
Over
ago.
10 years.
Yeah.
I would say your chance of having existential crisis eating over the kitchen sink would be about like between 80 to 150%.
I like 150%. That's really. I give someone else an existential crisis.
No, you give someone else like a 50%
Well-
chance for an existential crisis.
Well,
yeah,
if you
yeah,
have, well, no, if you have any like buffs that would reduce it by percent, then it might reduce it down below 100%. But it would take a lot. Like if you have like socks that you're really comfortable in that reduce your chance of existential crisis by 20%.
What is this
that wouldn't be
fucking
enough.
When they
fuck,
change this
Disco
patch?
Yeah, what is this? Disco
When the
Elysium?
patch, when this patch come out?
It's the fucking, they released it May 1st patch. It was the May 1st existential patch. Yeah, they buffed the anti-existential crisis socks and they nerfed the
The anti-existential
hat.
crisis socks. The
Yeah.
specific ones. Oh, Shaman.
Yeah.
They
Shaman,
give
why
you
are
a bonus
so
against
tired?
having existential crises, but they give you a penalty to fashion.
They give you a
Damn it.
penalty to fashion. That's always been one of my top concerns, to be honest.
They give you a penalty to fashion unless you are wearing shoes with them. But yeah,
You're wearing.
So that way no one can see.
exactly.
Look at Grant. Look at this motherfucker. I was saying this earlier.
I love him.
Couldn't Bidoof easily be like a third mascot Pokemon?
I think so.
Which,
He's
by the
friend-shaped.
way, I'm pretty sure that they changed their profile icon for Pokemon Day to a Bidoof away from a Pikachu.
Wow.
I thought they did that for April Fools.
Oh, you know what? I think it was April Fool's. I think you're right. Never mind. I've kind of torpedoed my own argument then
Poor Bidoof being dunked on by Nintendo.
as a joke. But he is funny. He literally has the word doof in his name, dude.
Doofenshmirtz, Bidoofinshmirtz Evil Incorporated. Nice. I like Bidoofinshmirtz Evil Incorporated.
What? Why'd you fly away? I only have three things left, man. Come on.
So hang on. If Bidoofinshmirtz is the character, then what's Perry the Platypus in the Pokemon world?
I was literally thinking, like, is there a platypus Pokemon?
No, but people wanted one.
Should be.
Do you remember? Well, once again, I know that no one else but me gives a shit about Temtem, but one of the one of the early game water Pokemon was based on a fake leak Pokemon starter. Let me see if I can find it.
Isn't Temtem the fucking Pokemon knockoff that the servers got too cluttered to play on and then people just stopped playing it?
Well, people still play it, but the thing, like the main problem is that it functions more like an MMO rather than a Pokemon game. Like, because the whole idea was that it was supposed to be a Pokemon game with social elements, but it really felt more like an MMO that tried to be Pokemon, which was, not exactly the best thing. But they have released like 3 major updates since then that added more Temtem and like changed the balance and stuff. Temtem Platypus. There you go. Platypus. Yeah, this thing. So this isn't what the original leak was, but this is what the leak was. This is what it was based on, and so they turned that into an early game Temtem. And then this is its evolution,
Super
Wow.
buff. Oh,
which is
okay.
actually a pretty
That's
good design,
cool.
to be fair.
Oh, I love that bottom left picture with the hair.
The one
dryer.
where his hair's all poofy.
Yeah.
The Temtem's kind of weird. I'm not gonna lie. Just because like when I first played it, I was really hyped, right? Because that was back when Gen 8 had recently just come out, like Sword and Shield, and so I was really disappointed in the future of Pokemon. So I was like, dude, please give me anything else. And so here we go. And so I played Temtem. It was really good, but then I learned that there were only like 40 Temtem in the game, which is not a lot.
Doesn't sound like a lot.
Yeah, well, the first Pokemon game had 151 Pokemon in it, so you could just like
too many.
Well, I don't know if it was too many, but I thought it was
too many. They should have just had 4.
The starters and then the single legendary.
No, the starters and Poliwhirl.
God damn it, Grant.
It should have been Poliwhirl, Poliwrath, Politoed, and
Poliwag.
And
Okay.
and Bidoof. The God, what was I gonna say though?
The devil.
Yeah,
Oh, he be walking.
Oh yeah, you like that? Because I have the thing turned. I have the thing turned on where it'll take 3 photos in quick succession.
He be walking.
No, he's actually leaving. Goodbye.
Goodbye, sir.
Goodbye. Oh god.
But yeah,
the
and then,
Bidoof went down to tell you a math fact, but then forgot what it was.
Oh, that's me. Hey man, I would have rather you guys voted on me being a Bidoof than a fucking Greedent, because then at least I wouldn't be fat. I'd just be stupid. Which, by the way, I don't know if you guys were aware of that, but apparently Greedent is fat and stupid.
Oh no.
I did not know that.
Yeah, so I appreciate the votes, guys.
I'll be real. I didn't even know that Pokemon existed until it was brought up, because I'm not caught up on modern Pokemon as much.
Which is fine. Oh,
I'm not caught up on Pokemon.
I wanted to share something about Temtem. I think this was, like, for me, this was the most damning thing, and then we can move on to something more interesting. But, to me, one of the most damning things for Temtem was how you got your Temtem to evolve. So in Pokemon will evolve at a certain level, right? Like your starter will evolve at 16, and then it will evolve again at like 30 something, right? Like there's a level that they hit and then they evolve.
Usually.
They didn't typically, sometimes there's like items and stuff like that. In Temtem, and they have apparently changed this in the most recent update. They made it a lot more generous. But because the game was an MMO, the idea was that your Temtem would generate experience over time just by existing. And then by doing story quests, your Temtem would also get experience because they were like gaining experience, right? As well as battles. Now, because of that, they wanted to balance it out because everybody would be plowing up to level 100 super quickly. So the way that it works instead is that instead of it being the same, instead of it being like a gentle exponential curve of experience, it is a straight up like hard 40% increase every level over level for like how much experience you need to get to the next level. So it gets crazy high, crazy fast. And if you want to evolve a Temtem, it's not what level it is, it's how many levels it has gained from when you owned it. So, for example, when you get your starter starts off over leveled. They start at level 10, right? But in order to get them to their second and at the time final stage, because they didn't have a third stage yet, in order to get them to their second stage, you had to increase their level by 30. Which meant that you had to do a fuck ton of grinding in order to get there. Because I got to the end of the story that was available at the time, and my starter was only level 25. He needed to be 40 in order to evolve. And it was like, holy shit. But yeah, that game had a lot of problems, and apparently still has a lot of problems, but I'm hopeful. I would like to see that game do well eventually.
Great timing.
One day.
They have a much more interesting battle system in my mind, which I'm pretty sure I shared this with Grant while I was playing Temtem. But every battle is a double battle. And so the idea is that every ability, like every move that a Temtem can use, will have 2 effects. It has its normal effect, and then it has a bonus effect if a criteria is met. So like, for example, if every other Temtem has already attacked that turn, the move, it's like slow punch or something like that, deals double damage.
Ooh.
And it's like, oh, that's like really neat, because there's even a thing, because in double battles you can like choose to wait, which is neat. And then the ones that are way more interesting to me are the ones where it's like, if you did a fire type move earlier this turn, I make it so that way they're burned 100% of the time. And it's like, oh, that's neat. You know, stuff like that. It's really interesting. I really like it. And then they also have like a really unique system for shinies as well, where they have shinies. I don't remember the whole system, but it was like shiny type A, shiny type B, and then if you breed a shiny type A and a shiny type B, you have a very slim chance of getting a monochrome version of the Temtem where they're just black and white. And it's like, dude, that's sick. I love that.
Perfect timing.
Wow.
Hey, man.
Tum tum.
Do you think the monochrome ones have like health problems and are equivalent to pugs?
Because you're just like interbreeding so many times. I don't know,
Yeah.
maybe. I could see that being a problem. I'm trying to
Do you
think.
think there are anti-monochrome activists in the Temtem world that will beat you with their signs instead of your Temtem because they don't condone like Tem on Tem violence?
Tem on Tem violence.
Tem on Tem.
So they just attack you physically with signs.
Trying to think what else was cool / bad about that game. There was
The name
another
Tem,
there was
it's a pretty cool
another
three
there was
letters.
another one. What was it? Oh, the name Temtem comes from a really bad joke where originally in the early stages of development, like before even the Kickstarter, the game was called Meet Meet. MEET, because you were supposed to meet other people, and then you were, instead of catching the Temtem, you would meet them, and if you were nice to them, they would join your team.
How nice.
And so they ended up going away from that idea and focusing more on it being like a Pokemon knockoff. So they took off one of the E's for each part and spun it around, so it became Temtem.
Oh, all right.
Trying to think if there's anything else. I think that's about it.
Nice work.
They had gym leaders in that game, but the gyms were, oh my god, look at the stunning score on this. That's fucking like almost 400 more than my previous one. That's perfect. Oh, and then here's a
Just like
shaman
we do.
eating.
He has
That's
just
another
like
complete, by
Peter.
the way. Shaman's
He's the
my
best.
third complete. That's great.
Nice work.
And what was it? Yeah, sorry, I was talking about the gyms. So the gyms were really annoying because you know how normally in Pokemon when you beat a trainer in the gym, they like stay defeated so you can just walk past them later? In Temtem, the idea is that the whole gym is supposed to be done as one contiguous challenge. So if you challenge some of them and then leave, they come back, but all of the gyms, including the trainers in them, or tamers rather, scale with your Pokemon or your Temtem's level. So it doesn't
That's
get any
fucked up.
so it doesn't get any easier. You just have to get good and do it properly, and it's like,
Get
oh,
good.
and it's like, please just
I don't want to get good.
let me die. Yeah. Anyway, that's Temtem. Also, I want to say that of the 40-something Temtem that were in the game when I was playing it, I want to say about 50% of the designs were pure garbage.
Oh.
Yeah, let me send you some of the Temtem. Oh, I put EMT. Temtem.
EMT.
EMT. Temtem stock price? What?
Is it good?
Temtem
Breeding,
hands,
characters,
boys.
combat.
Man.
Temtem
Temtem
hands.
species. There you go. Oh, they have some good ones now. Oh,
Just
so
not when you're playing.
the first stage of the platypus one. This just sounds like a Pokemon. It's Platypet.
Platypet.
Oh,
Platypet
will
is
do
really
no
good,
such
I
thing.
think.
I love that.
I
Here is, yes, Adrian.
was saying I just remembered a banter topic I should probably put in banter ideas.
I must say this is probably a banter stream, so you can bring it up if you want.
Banter
So that's one of them.
Man.
That's Tateroo. It's supposed to be a kangaroo potato.
It
Oh
looks like
my
a gummy bear.
god.
Looks like a corgi standing on 2 legs.
This is the Temtem version of like the starter bird, like the early game bird. That's like the third
Wow.
evolution of it.
Oh, I don't like that.
Some of these are pretty good. Some of them are not great.
It looks like someone took all the vertexes and just kind of put them all in one spot.
Oh, like smushed it together.
Yeah.
Is that? So
That one's okay.
so that thing. No, exactly. I wanted to show you the contrast, right? So that one's like okay. It evolves into this.
Oh.
Just kind of generic.
It
not super great.
It looks a little gross.
it looks
I-
kind of demonic.
I also forgot to mention that the starters are at the middle of the what do you calls it? The like Pokedex equivalent.
Oh.
Here's another one. This is the equivalent of Lapras.
Oh.
It's Babawa. It should
He
be
looks
noted.
like a
It should be
Babawa.
noted, by the way. The ones that I'm sending you, these are like the worst of the worst that I can remember. Some of the other ones are fine. Like there's this one. This is Barnshee. Shit. Copy image. There you go. Like that's not a bad design.
It's okay.
Yeah, okay.
That's not too bad.
God, it's so hard because the fucking wiki doesn't just have their pictures. You have to like go into the wiki to find it. I'm actually getting into some of the newer designs here now that I'm scrolling towards the bottom, and a lot of these are okay.
Did Temmie Chang have anything to do with this project?
No. The
see why it's-
the designs would be better.
I was gonna say I could see why it's so. With the designs that are so like not cute.
Temtem.
Has there ever been a design with like those big pink lips and like the 4 teeth on like each top left, top right that's been successful and good?
No.
No.
I was gonna say. Like on top of the lips
Trying
being potentially perceived as racist, depending on who you ask, it just looks doofy and stupid.
I see you've been
Yeah.
watching Woolly Versus.
No, that's just a thing in general.
No, I know. I'm just making the joke because I've been watching a lot of his like compilation videos, and like 50% of all the jokes that he puts on there are like, hey, you know how that character has like that unique hairdo? It's pretty racist. And it's like, yeah, is it? Are you sure? I'm not here to tell you no, but I'm also like, what? Anywho. But yeah, anyway, I think I kind of proved my point. There's one Temtem that I wanted to show off because it's the one where I was like, all right, they need to like put this back in the oven.
There's only one Temtem. One.
No, but it's the one
The
that
one and
it's the
only.
one that got me to go like, come on. Some of these are really good. Like look at this one. This one's pretty good. This could just be a Pokemon.
Pokemon.
In fact, it looks like a lot of Pokemon, but it's just that.
Oh, cute.
So that one, Tawai, is the equivalent of Eevee, which is weird.
Oh.
Yeah, so like the idea is that eventually there's gonna be an evolution of Tawai that has every typing, like one of each type, which is neat. Where is it? Oh, they finally added in legendaries. That's nice. They weren't there when I played. Oh my god, I haven't seen this guy yet, but I think this is a brilliant design. Oh, come on, they don't have a full body of him. Tem Goodler.
Excuse me?
Goodler. Yeah, here you go. Look at him. Here you go. That's Goodler for you.
Oh my god.
boy.
Look at that. And then there's its.
Goodler.
It's like something from Luigi's Mansion.
And then here's its. You're super
True.
right. And then there's that one.
Ooh.
God, there's a lot of vor.
Goodler.
I imagine that thing might look better if those clouds were actually animated. I hope those are clouds.
Instead of it just being like
Still.
solid, like
Yeah.
it's poo coming out of its
Like
skull.
I hope those are animated in the game, and not just like that.
Did I not send a GIF? Oh, I didn't. So you're right. You're right. By the way, they're just kind of like tentacles sticking out of its head.
Oh no.
I thought they would be.
So-
I thought those were clouds of smoke, and I was like, that would be fine if it's clouds of smoke.
So this, I think it's supposed to be clouds of smoke, but they don't have like proper animations for it. So this is the design that they use all over their marketing material, and I firmly believe that it is probably the worst design. Temtem.
You're saying Goodler. What the That's the dude from Superstar Saga. What?
It's Popple.
Popple, yeah!
That's just Popple.
Did you know?
That's Popple. They're
Yeah.
insane, trying to steal Popple like that.
Bro, that is literally just Popple.
Oh my god, it's pretty similar. But yeah, so that's Sparky. He's supposed to be like one of the early game like pure electric types, essentially, or Storm rather, I think is what they call it. And I think the design is terrible. Also, all of his animations are really jerky and not great. So yeah.
God
Specifically,
damn,
it looks like the
Popple.
in-game sprite of Popple.
Buffaland.
Oh, speaking of Buffalons, Grant, we got a new cult to go to.
Ooh!
What is it called again, Adrian? The
Oh,
American.
wait, hang on, wait, before Grant. What do you think is the cross between a cow and a bison called?
A cow and a bison?
Yeah, what do you
Cow?
think it's called?
I don't know.
It's called a beefalo.
Oh, is that what you put earlier?
Yeah, and it's a
I
real
was
thing.
like, I
and it-
genuinely don't know.
It's a crossbreed they're using to conserve bison across America, and it has actually worked. And genetically, they're like basically bison.
Oh, cool.
They act, look, and basically are bison. And apparently, there's an association called the American Beefalo Association.
Yes.
All right, Lawrence. It's our job as the cult crew.
I was gonna say, is that a thing between you two? Do you guys just join cults?
No, not just two of us. Dave's part of it too.
Great. So are you just looking to join as many cults led by singular charismatic figures to sacrifice everything you have to them as possible?
Yes.
Perhaps.
How many
Perhaps.
times do you have to teach you this lesson?
We already got the Bible of the Scientology department.
Damn.
Brush your
True.
teeth.
Brush your
Brush
teeth
your-
is basically
brush
the
your
number one
teeth.
rule.
Maintain your teeth,
Maintain it.
or however they
Maintain your
said
teeth,
it.
because if they're not in good condition, they won't sell for as much. I mean,
This is why Tom Cruise has very white teeth.
Very true.
Keeps it clean. But now this time, we gotta believe in the beefalo.
Believe in the beefalo.
Shit. But fuck that one. Oh wait, isn't there a shaman like over here? Yeah, there you are. Come on, shaman. Eat that. No, not Grookey. Shaman, the legendary. Fuck you, Grookey.
He's the legend.
Grookey, you're a dime a dozen. Get out of here.
You're a dime a dozen.
Thank
Who
you,
you think you
Jesus.
are?
Who do you think you are? I am.
who do you
Hi.
think you are? I am. Have you seen the context for that clip?
The fucking bowling?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. It's
The guy's just
fantastic.
yelling at some phantom dude in the crowd who's apparently pissing him off.
Well, because it wasn't even like a perfect game or anything. It was just like it was a particularly tricky shot that people considered to be like impossible, but he got it,
Well-
so he was like hype.
Well, there's a reason that he's so angry, is because for like 5 to 10 minutes of him leading up to the one shot, he's like stop staring at me, at the audience. And then he like lines up, it's like, stop it. What do you think? Stop doing it. Who do you think I am? Huh? Stop staring at me like that. And then he like lines up, and he looks in the audience, and everyone's just sitting there quietly, and he's like, can I get some quiet, please? Stop it. I'm trying to be professional here. And, like, he's just yelling at this random guy who the camera is pointed where he's looking, and there's no one doing that. They're just an audience of quiet people. It's like he does the "I'm looking at you" gesture like to the audience, and he points. Is like he's looking at no one. And then he continues to do that for like another 3 minutes, and then eventually he finds a shot, and then he goes like, "Yeah, who do you think you are? I am." To that person who doesn't exist in the crowd, who's pissing him off apparently. Like he's straight up seeing ghosts.
He's having a
He
moment.
sees the demons.
Haven't you
And that's why
he's fighting the inner
haven't you played
demons.
bowling before? It makes you see the dead.
Haven't you been on stream with Adrian and Grant before?
I know.
We make you see the dead.
We would make you see.
We make you C, D,
Congratulations.
F,
You can see
and G.
Yes.
All up to that.
Why did you link our speedwalking Shakespeare clip the other day, by the way, Zach?
Because I thought it was really funny.
Oh, fair enough. It is a good clip.
It's just I don't know. I just like sometimes like I have like a lot of difficulty going to sleep, and I'll just like go back through the Twitch and be like, oh man, these were good times. I'm glad we did this, and then it like
It is
helps
a
me go
good
to
clip.
sleep. And it's just a funny clip.
Yeah. Because I kept saying everyone walks unnaturally fast in that game.
And you weren't wrong. But it just I don't know. It's scaring me that made me laugh.
Zach's like, ah! like the quick voice crack and everything.
You know, as Zach do quite often.
As Zach do.
We already got the 4. Can I get a 2? Thank you. You know what? Do people so we have banter topics because Grant's finally here and it's about time too.
Well, it's about damn time.
I'm sorry.
Gordon
well, I was
Freeman.
making a DK rap reference, but sure.
I was making a TF2 Gmod reference.
I was
I
apologizing.
maybe I shouldn't have just taken a picture of this plant's ass, but whatever.
That plant ass.
The professor posted us like, you know, you can take pictures of their fronts.
I know. So it was
Hey, man.
So it was a long while ago, but Mikey was in chat like earlier today, and he was like, when I get this game, all I'm gonna do is take pictures of Pokemon ass, and I was like, yeah, I guess I'm kind of doing the same thing since no one will fucking look at me.
The professor's like,
Who do you think you are?
the professor's like, listen, I'm not really interested in these photos, but I do know some people who are.
I know some people who are.
No.
And I can
Alright.
get you a good business on these.
Their
photos.
name starts with R and ends with Orchid.
A rocket. Grant. I
Yes.
pass the baton of speaking to you. We are going to do your conversation topics.
Perfect timing.
Oh shit! I don't even.
What
remember
is what is
Hey,
he
guess
who
what?
buttons good mean?
Grant?
What?
I have a thing in banter ideas where if you look, some of them will have smug and some of them won't. The ones that still have smug are ones we haven't talked about yet.
What does he who
Alright.
buttons good mean, Grant?
Oh, well, we talked about it a little bit, but a while back I got into Friday Night Funkin', and it's a really fun game. Like
I like Ugg and MILF.
MILF. I was very proud that I could beat that on hard because usually I suck at rhythm games.
I didn't play it, but I just listened to the songs after we played. Ugg and MILF.
It's a good
are my
song.
favorites.
But yeah, no, it's just like a fun game, and I thought it was really neat.
Good.
Cool.
Has anyone
So-
else played it?
So is that why the thing was he who buttons good?
Yeah, it's satisfying.
All right. That's
And
fair.
then what's the sponsorship that actually sold you on something?
Oh, so I had been shopping around, quote unquote, shopping around for like a different browser other than Google Chrome, because I'm like, I know they sell your information.
DuckDuckGo.
Well, like the actual, not like, but the actual fucking application.
Oh, like a browser. Okay.
Browser, yeah. Because I'm like, I know they sell my information. And I've been like kind of trying to switch to Firefox, but I'm like, it's not the same. It's kind of like whatever. And So I still kept using Google Chrome, and as I was like thinking about it, I like saw some article or whatever that was like, "Oh, Google Chrome's doing this shit," and I'm like, "I know, but please don't remind me." And so
I
was
just
watching...
go into the ad app data or whatever that site is, where you can just go and see all the stuff that Google thinks that they know about you, and because it's your legal right to fuck with it. And I just go in there and I clear it out every once in a while, and it's really funny when I do, because then I suddenly start getting, because they know how old I am, I'll start getting ads where it's like, do you want to help pay your college loans? And I'm like, yes, I am that demographic, thank you. But anywho, sorry, please continue.
So yeah, I was watching a video and excuse me, some YouTube video, and they're like, "Oh, this thing is sponsored by Opera, a new browser," and I'm like, yeah, cool.
I would say I'm familiar with
and
Opera. It's pretty okay.
Yeah, so I actually ended up getting it because it was like, it's for gamers, and I'm like,
It's for
cool.
gamers.
Yeah, and I was like, very neat.
I'm about to say,
and-
like, that would immediately turn me away.
Yeah, and so I was at first too, and then it was like, oh, but you can keep up to date on like gaming news. It's built into, you could build, has Twitch built in, has Spotify built in. I'm like, all right, whatever. And it goes, and it has a built-in free VPN, and I'm like, that's actually pretty neat.
Excuse you?
No.
Yeah.
No, I don't believe that.
Yeah. Yes.
You're insane. You are lying to me. Why would you continue to lie to me like this?
I'm not. I will always, but this part I'm not.
I wish I was lying to you on this.
I wish I was lying. Please take the VPN away. But then I was like,
Take the VPN
that's
away.
actually kind of
All right, that's cool.
nice and cool.
Where'd you see this ad?
I think it was Darkmane.
Really?
Yeah, I think it was a Darkmane video.
That's
But
interesting.
yeah, and it's just a button near the top of the search bar where it just says VPN, and
Turn
then you just click
VPN
it.
on.
Yeah, basically.
That's really interesting, because I know that you're familiar with Mary Weathery comics or whatever.
Yeah.
And they had that, and then they had that anime girl series or whatever, and one of the and like Google Chrome was like all powerful and fucking what you calls it was useless and whatnot. But Opera was there, and I always thought it was interesting that whenever they depicted Opera, it wasn't like Opera was garbage. It just was kind of there. Not good, not bad, and I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting, because usually that's not Mary Weathery's style. Usually they take very hard stances. So yeah.
Yeah.
So
it's
how long?
pretty-
So how long have you been using it? Because you posted that a while ago.
Probably like a week before then, when I posted that. I've been using it ever since. I've been using it as a combination of Opera and Firefox, and it's actually pretty nice. I'm enjoying it. So that was the first time I actually had a sponsorship sell me something.
Look at! Did you just see that picture? Oh my god!
The first time, or well, not the first time.
Hello?
Let's just say, the only reason I'm still using Chrome, besides that I'm a lazy piece of shit, and also the others don't feel the same, is because I still have a Koja, and that's my excuse for still using Google.
What's a Koja?
It's a Chrome plugin that, like, every time you Google something, it helps contribute like a small amount of money to planting trees and like the
Oh,
Amazon.
that's pretty good.
Oh, that's really nice.
Yeah. There's like a plugin for it, and I'm sure I can find how many trees I've helped plant, but it's like a decent amount at this point.
That's
There
really
was
cool.
wasn't there a website like that where it was like, hey, leave this website running in the background, and for every 20 seconds that it's running,
Bitcoin for
well, this was before Bitcoin was a thing, and it was
Okay.
and it was if you leave this running in the background for X amount of time, we'll plant a tree, and it was like every 20 seconds they would plant a tree, and I was like, oh, that's cool. So I just left it on at school. I would just like in the computer lab, I would log into that website, just leave them running. And I thought I was doing like the coolest thing in the world. I thought I was helping the environment.
And then it's like, this is actually a virus.
This is actually a virus. But
I'm
yeah, that's
actually
cool.
Irish.
I don't know. I respect Grant's opinion, so maybe I'll actually check out Opera.
Yeah.
It's pretty nice.
Either that, or he's gonna bamboozle all of us.
Yeah.
It's
actually a virus.
It's a Ponzi scheme.
Little do
Yeah.
we know, Grant actually has stock in Opera, and this will increase his stock by 0.00001%.
So I wanted
Yeah.
I wanted to share this because I saw this on Reddit the other day. Maybe Adrian or not Adrian, Lawrence saw this as well. But you guys are aware that Dogecoin has been steadily increasing.
Yes.
When I first heard about people being like lol Dogecoin like about 4 months ago or whatever, not that long ago, I did the math, and if I had invested $100 in Dogecoin, I would have $7,800 now.
Oh my god.
And
You
it's
fool.
and it's like, and it hurts because I told this to my parents, and they were both like, you gotta stop doing this to yourself, guy. And I was like, listen, if I stop listening to you guys and do it, like, I could have did it for the fucking GameStop thing, right? I could have did it and made like 400% more. If I did it for the Dogecoin, I would have had like $7,700. Sick and tired of listening to you people telling me I can't do it and then I lose money. All you ever want to do is keep me down. But yeah,
It's
I
so
don't know.
tricky to figure out if meme stocks are worth it.
But apparently the meme stocks are pretty okay at the moment.
Exactly.
It depends on whether Elon Musk sends his fanboys after it.
Very true. But yeah, because it was just like, there was a post that I saw that was quite inspiring where the guy was just like, hey, thanks Dogecoin community, because of you I'm still 8,000 coins in the bank, but I was able to cash out the rest and I paid off my student loans, all my
Yeah, I
medical
saw
bills,
that.
my phone, and I put a down payment on a house. And I was like, oh god.
Like he beat his student loans at age 24 or something like that. That was
Yeah,
in the title.
I know. Isn't
Good-
that
good
incredible?
for them.
Could you imagine something like
God
that?
damn it.
But
Memes are profitable.
I guess so. It hurts my soul, obviously, but it's fine.
There'll be more opportunities,
Hopefully.
hopefully.
Oh, dude, come on. This is, look at the last one got like 3,000 something. This right here, that has to be 8,000 points. Come on. I like this picture. And then we got this one. Look at you. Look at you go.
Do the particle effects count as being in the way?
No, they do not. What the hell? What is this of? Oh, it's a comfy.
It's a comfy in
It's
the
a
right side
comfy in the
there.
background. Because I always forget to take a picture of him. Look at it. Look at this Wurmple getting fucking bullied.
Shame.
Min.
True.
Oh. Hello.
Did you say Gru, Grant?
Hello.
I said true. Girls.
I thought you said Gru like this is Gru, and I'm like, that doesn't. Does he?
It's Groot
True.
Does Tangrowth really look
indeed.
like Gru from Despicable Me?
from
From
Incredibles.
Incredibles 2.
Incredible.
I was gonna say Incredible Me.
Incredible Me. That's a
Incredible
good. That's a good superhero spin-off of that movie series.
I can see that being like a comedy superhero thing.
All right. What is the
Gets
next?
superpowers.
What is the next Granter topic?
The grander topic.
It's
let me scroll up.
missing classics.
Oh yeah. I talked with Zach about this for a little bit, but have there been any games that you guys like that are considered quote unquote classics that you
Oh,
either
tons.
haven't
Final Fantasy
yeah, that you
VII.
either haven't that you missed out on or like
Pokemon.
you got to later?
Pokemon. It says Lawrence.
Excellent.
That's very good. Yes.
Like Resident Evil, most first-person shooters. Fucking.
Would first-person shooters be considered class?
I
guess
mean,
it would.
maybe it's just because they're the ones that I played, but I think that the Modern Warfare 2 campaign and Black Ops 2, the whole thing, were very good. So I would highly recommend, even if you don't, as long as you don't get physically sick from like first-person shooter motion stuff, I would highly recommend. Well, I would have recommended those games back when they were popular.
Yeah, I guess you're right because
Assassin's Creed, Dragon Age, like Red Dead Redemption. Depends on your definition of classics. How classic are we going here?
I guess any of them, right?
Yeah,
like
in
the
that
ones that are
case,
just super
Yeah, I
popular.
suppose.
I missed a lot of games because I did not own any of the fucking Sony or Microsoft consoles for a very long time,
Yeah.
and
You missed
Also,
Uncharted
I-
then, probably.
absolutely missed Uncharted, Lara Croft, and fucking Tomb Raider.
Oh, dude, we could play Uncharted 2 on stream actually, because I have the because we're doing the Elgato right now, and I have the PS4 with the Nathan Drake collection, so we could just play Uncharted 2.
Uncharted 2 good?
Uncharted 2 is one of the best games ever made, actually.
Isn't the Uncharted series in general just like very good?
I mean, like compared to most game franchises, I would say yes. But like, if the Uncharted series in general, I'm basically saying like the 9 out of 10 that I would give the Uncharted series is mostly buoyed by Uncharted 2. Like Uncharted 2 feels like pure Indiana Jones adventure like film injected straight into your veins for 14 hours straight.
Oh yes.
It is like it is pure just like awesome action adventure shit with like treasure and mystery and all this stuff, and it's like, oh, it's so good.
So what about the other ones?
So Uncharted 1 was just like a proof of concept. Like it's cool, like it's interesting, but it like Uncharted 2 was definitely them like mastering the craft. Uncharted 3 does it's really good for a long time. Like it has a lot of really good set pieces, but then it has a bait and switch at the very end. Because like each Uncharted game has like this big treasure that you're going for, right? And at the very end of Uncharted 3, you're going for like this big like urn essentially. And the second that you get to the place where the urn is, the floor collapses and it drops into the ocean. And it's like, okay, that's really
that it?
disappointing. Yeah, it's
Credit
really.
roll?
Well, not credits roll. Like there's this whole escape sequence where you have to escape from the sinking city in the middle of the desert, but yeah, it definitely gets a little annoying. But and then Uncharted 4, pretty good. It's like Crusader type stuff. I unfortunately can't really like, I don't know, maybe we'll play that on stream too, just because like unfortunately I have a lot of emotions about that game that are tied to a certain individual who I am no longer with, so a lot of those emotions get kind of twisted up. But I do remember the game being pretty good.
Did you guys watch the Uncharted short film with Nathan Fillion?
Nice work.
Isn't that super old? To answer your question, no,
Yeah,
but
pretty old.
to answer your
good.
question, no, but I'm about to say I heard it was good.
Yeah, it's good. It's
How
it's
old
only
is it?
like it's only 15 minutes, but I think it's a couple years.
I'm gonna say I feel like I have seen it because it sounds like something I would definitely click, but I don't remember the contents of it,
It's good.
so I'm a little confused. I must have watched it. I'll watch it again.
Actually, now that you mention it, because I forgot that they did 2 Uncharted spin-off games with the hot lady from Uncharted 2. It was like they were both open world. Those are not very good. They're kind of generic. They're kind of generic, unfortunately. But yeah. So what do you make you think of this question, Grant? Like, was there a particular classic that you were like, oh man, I wish I would have caught that when it was cool?
Well, we talked about it, Zach, and mine
Did?
was
This would have been
I
a long
would catch
time
up.
ago.
No, we Halo, Zach.
Oh yeah, I never touched
Oh
Halo
yeah, I
either.
guess we did talk about that because I know
Yeah,
that.
that
I
was
remember that
like-
you said that you were. I remember that you said that you were playing Halo, but I didn't remember you talking about like missing the classics. Oh, I guess that's
Yeah,
more of a
I-
contextual thing. That makes sense.
Yeah, I never like knew anything about Halo nor watched anything about it, but
We zoom in.
I
Boom.
bought the Master Chief Collection and I played through Halo Reach 1, 2, 3, and 3 ODST.
You
and
finished all
I
of them?
love them. No, I still have Halo 4 and I'm kind of losing my drive.
Yeah, I
Because I'm
believe
like,
that.
I played through so much Halo that I'm like, okay, kind of. In fact, I'm actually playing Hades right now because I got
Dude,
that.
Hades is sick.
I'm really happy. I beat Meg on my second try.
That's incredible. Actually, it took me like 14 tries to beat Meg.
Nice. It's so fun. I'm having a really good time.
It is very good. It is possibly the second best roguelike that's ever been made.
My
What's
brother
the
got
first
it.
best?
Unfortunately, The Binding of Isaac.
Oop.
Even if the game has aged poorly, it is still by and large the best.
My brother got it for me, the physical Nintendo Switch version. for
Sick,
my
the collector's
birthday.
one.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. Wait, I should take a picture of you guys just because it's points. What the hell? What was that? Oh, it was the ducklet landing. That's cute. Oh, hi! Oh, Jesus. This is what happens when I speed up, I guess. Hello, we're going fast now. I'm trying to think, because I mean, yeah, as Adrian said, there's just so many classics that people just miss, you know?
You know, one classic I didn't miss
3D
for sure.
pinball!
Yeah. We talked about this on stream, so I won't go over it, but it was a good game.
Yeah,
Anyways.
I don't. There was a story. I don't remember the details, unfortunately, but there was a story. Oh, he just waved hi to me. I think there was a story as to why the 3D pinball made it onto like the default Windows operating system for a while. I don't remember what it was. I want to say it was something like really innocuous, like one of the dudes who was developing the the operating system just really was bored, and so he was like, yeah, I just want to put this in here so that way I can like take my breaks without leaving my desk.
That you know what? That's makes sense.
What else haven't I played? Because it's like, I mean,
The
I
Street
already
Fighter games or Mortal Kombat games I have not played because I am no good
What was
with
it?
fighting games.
Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter is what he said.
Yeah.
I mean, you're super right. You're super right about like feeling not exactly upset, but like, you know, I did miss out on that stuff. But then again, I don't feel really bad about it just because like fighting games are really obtuse.
Yeah.
They're hard to get into because you need finger dexterity and memorization.
Finger
neither of which I have.
dexterity and memory over
And
all.
also,
the
and
Talking
also
about-
really,
Oh yeah, sorry.
really quick judgment.
Exactly. You have to make like split-second three-way decisions constantly. And the thing is that I can totally understand why that's like really fun. But because Wooly, and speaking of Wooly again, but Wooly has like the reoccurring thing that he's been doing for a long time called Get Into Fighting Games. First it was Best Friends Brawl, then it was Friday Night Fisticuffs, and now it's Get Into Fighting Games, and it's the same thing every time. He's just trying to get more people into the fighting community, but he keeps running up against the same issue where laymen, like people who have never really played fighting games before, that get into fighting games, they will like have fun in the training mode, and then they're like, all right, let's go into multiplayer, and they'll get fucking dumpstered, and it's like, what am I supposed to do? And it's like, well, you just kind of gotta be okay with losing for about 40 hours straight. And then
League of Legends.
and then sometimes you'll win every 5th round. Like the idea is just like, it's not a learning curve, it's a learning vertical Empire State Building. and, and it's like, yeah, I can definitely see why no one outside the fighting game community wants to play fighting games.
But that's why Smash is so popular, because it's easy to pick up, hard to master type.
Exactly, yeah. And the thing
Also
is that
visually
that's
pleasing.
what, because like they talked about it before, but like in theory, the best chance that the fighting game community has to become like widely legitimized is fucking the Riot Games fighting game, the League of Legends one.
Because they already have the esports scene.
Because they already have the esports scene, and then League of Legends just has a massive fan base to begin with. So just like the people who want to see their favorite characters, Portal Wombat.
Portal Wombat. That's the fighting game they need to release.
Hell yeah.
Anyway.
Aren't fighting games already in esports? Are they not?
No, they
are,
are, but
but
it's like
It
kind
could be
of
bigger.
It could well,
Oh, okay.
because like
Because like when you think of esports, it's like a fighting game was like
is like one of the first
seems
things you
like
think
it
about.
should be obvious.
Well, because it's like, I don't know, maybe this is just my opinion, but it's like when I think that the fighting games as a whole have a very healthy esports community and not much else. They don't have a good enough casual community. It's just competitive, and that's it. Could you imagine could you imagine like the opposite of that, where it's like Animal Crossing is like, all right, everybody, we're doing an esports for the fishing competition.
Oh my god.
God.
That'd be the funniest shit. Oh wait, do you see that?
Minecraft esports. Let's
Hello.
go.
Hello.
No.
Oh, is that Grant over there? No, it's not. Oh, it's Adrian. No, never mind. It's not Adrian either. Oh, it's Lawrence.
Hello.
Hello. Alright. Yeah.
That's the last of Grant's banter topics.
Okay. Granter
Oh,
topics.
Silent Hill is another classic, which I have. never played the
Yo,
series.
we could easily do that on Sunday stream. By the way, Lawrence, we could do Silent Hill 2. That's a spooky ass fucking game.
So does that mean we're making Saba play it?
Oh shit, you're so right.
I
You know what? I'm sending her that. By the way.
I mean, I very much explicitly chose not to play Silent Hill despite it being class because I don't like horror games. Even if they're not like
Same.
horror games in the sense of that they scare you, I don't like the stress of RE4 is goofy as hell, but it's still got zombies and it's creepy and you have to do resource management and it's like
It's
stressful.
stressful. It's designed to be stressful. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I told this story before, but like I have a particularly like I find it even annoying to myself of like how I get when I'm scared. Like there was that one time we went to Haunted Halloween Horror Nights, and the entire time we're going through the haunted houses or whatever, I'm just like very loudly, very clearly, hyper focused, hyper aware of everything around me, and I'm like, I see you over there in your suit of armor. Don't think I didn't see you breathing. You can't trick me. I see it. Wow, can you see those blood stains? They're like starting to fall down the wall now, and I'm like ruining it for everybody around me, and I'm actively trying to stop myself, but my heart is pounding so hard that I'm like, like
No.
Yeah, no, I don't do horror, so I'm not miffed about me missing out on these horror classics. I can see
there's
they're
a
super
lot of
impactful
really
on
good
the
ones.
culture.
Yeah.
They're good. I can see the enjoyment. You know, it's like, yeah, they're good games. I'll acknowledge it. Still don't want to play them though. I don't.
Yeah.
I can only play horror games when I have someone else with me.
Like physically or in spirit?
Both ways.
Lawrence is like, my friends
Better
are my
physically.
power.
My
Pulls
friend.
up the key.
You are my
I
friend.
mean, it truly is the case in horror games.
Lawrence
Otherwise,
is
I'm not going.
Anime
Lawrence is like-
protagonist.
Lawrence is like Sora. His friends are his power.
Wow, that's a better picture apparently.
Lighting, I guess.
I think it's size and the fact that it's closer to the center of the screen.
Just slightly.
What else? All right. I have, if no one else has anything that they wanted to bring up for like the classics, because needless to say, there's a lot of classics. That's kind of why I do the show and tell stuff on stream, so I can show you guys like, hey, look at this DS game that was fucking dope.
Like Chocobo Tales.
Oh.
For
What was I gonna say? I did want to talk about this though, because there is a particular. Oh my goodness, that's incredible.
Horrible.
Oh, goes beyond my expectations. Thank you, sir. There was a thing that I wanted to discuss, kind of with Grant, I guess, because I know that Grant has stuff in this particular vein. But I wanted to share a story about spoilers. So.
This is the banter topic thing. Okay.
Yes, and I know it's the most recent one, but it's like on my mind, and it's kind of in the current zeitgeist within the stuff that I'm like watching. So, I already talked about him twice already. I'm gonna mention him again. But Wooly and Pat were on Monday. They were on the podcast, right? There is a Nier Automata Final Fantasy XIV crossover event that has been going on for a while. And the final part of that event came out recently. And so Wooly said that he's like, okay, I'm planning on having one of my friends bring one of his like low-level characters or one of his characters that hasn't done the event yet. And we're going to go through it live on stream. And Pat, Pat's kind of a dick in general, so he's whatever. But he does warn Wooly, like, listen, a lot of the story that you are really interested in is going to be from these little dwarf guys that are going to be really annoying to listen to, but they're going to say some really interesting shit, so you have to make sure that you're paying attention. Wooly, apparently, even though he was looking at him and was like nodding his head up and down, had apparently completely stopped listening at that point because he didn't want to get spoiled. And so on stream, when they're doing the content, they're doing like the battles and stuff like that. And the battles are really flashy and really cool, but they're skipping through the dialogue for the little dwarf characters. So they're picking up 0% of the narrative that's happening. And apparently it's like really quintessentially important like lore for like the Nier universe and stuff like that,
Right,
which
bro.
Lawrence, we talked about the Nier universe before, so you can kind of pick up on how important the lore is. And by the end of the stream, not only were they all disappointed because they didn't pick up any of the story and they were really frustrated, Wooly then goes, frick it. I found this post on the Reddit and I'm just going to read a bunch of the dialogue. The post that he brought up, so it should be noted that the event is not just one event. It's like an event that occurs over the course of a month every week. So there's like 4 events. Only two of the 4 weeks had come out. Wooly immediately started reading from the bottom up for some reason and was reading data mined lines that weren't released yet.
What?
Oh no.
He spoiled shit because he's kind of an idiot, and he was like a little like embarrassed because like they had been streaming this for like 3 hours and did literally 0% of what they wanted to do on stream, so he was like embarrassed. And so yeah, he just did it in this really bad way, and people immediately got pissed, like, what the hell, you just spoiled the shit out of like the final week of this event. And Wooly and you know, they ended the stream, Wooly apologized or whatever. Then we get to phase 2, I guess phase 3 of this particular topic. And yesterday, Pat was on stream. So this event occurred 2 days ago. And then Pat was on stream yesterday, fucking cackling, laughing, because he's like, I'm free. I get to just talk about whatever spoilers I want now, apparently. Because as long as they're not spoilers that I give a shit about, then apparently I can spoil anybody else as much as I want. He was basically trying to be a dick towards Wooly because Wooly didn't give a shit about Final Fantasy 14, so he felt totally okay spoiling it, essentially. That's what he said on stream. And so Pat was like, oh, blah, 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 blah. And anyway, that's the backstory. Now we get to the actual banter topic, which is, what is a spoiler? Because, like, obviously, like, once again, Pat being the kind of logical extremist that he is, he brought up the thing of, like, are people allowed to get upset at you for spoiling the ending of Romeo and Juliet?
Is this a
well.
question we have to answer?
Yes.
Because
Because on one hand, sure, right?
yeah.
Because it's like it's a story that has a like
Technically.
twist ending, kinda. So why wouldn't that be a spoiler? But then on the other hand, the story is like multiple hundreds of years old, so
Wait,
It's
and the
just-
story also opens up with
it
they're
tells
both
you
dead.
the ending. It tells you that
Like,
they
they're
die.
both dead. Here's why that happened.
Right, but like the thing that Pat brought up on stream was like, well, it doesn't like what if you tell them that they die by poisoning and then stabbing? And it's like, well, that is a spoiler, I guess, kinda.
I mean, yeah, I suppose.
So yeah.
I guess so.
I mean, it's all fucking contextual. There's so many different contexts that affect whether or not something's a spoiler or not.
Right, but and that's kind of one of the points I get. There's a Leafeon in the game? What? What do you
Where
mean?
is it, Zach?
I don't know. It's probably in the jungle, actually. But the one of the things that he brought up as well
Thank
was
you,
like,
Adrian.
why
That
should
is
he?
a spoiler.
He did post spoilers in chat or in Discord.
Not plural, one spoiler.
Spoiler,
I can post,
sorry.
I can post multiple spoilers if you want.
No.
Spoilers
I'm
for
already
Cars. Guys, warning, about to post some spoilers for Cars.
No.
Cars the movie. Oh my god!
No, just Cars.
Don't post the Cars tramp stamp. So, like another one. So here's like another one, right? So
Another one.
another one.
Another one.
Is it spoilers to assume that even so like let's say it's just like you know how like early Marvel movie commercials would have like huge spoilers in them?
Sure,
Believe
yeah.
Mark.
right? So that's clearly something where it's like, oh, that's like a Snegosmoras. That's really good. So that's clearly like a spoiler that you should try to ignore, right, in conversations. That way it doesn't ruin it for other people. But if it's just like an innocuous commercial that just has like actors in it, like you could see like, oh, this actor is playing this character, and that's like considered, or that is theoretically considered common knowledge. Is that a spoiler?
If an actor is playing someone,
Yeah, like for example, the example that Pat brought up on stream was that Jake Gyllenhaal was playing Mysterio. Sorry, fuck, what's his name?
you're right.
Mysterio?
Is it Mysterio?
Spider-Man?
Of
Yeah,
Spider-Man
Spider-Man.
Far From Home?
Homecoming?
It
Or
was,
yeah.
okay.
Far From Home?
Yeah,
Because
Mysterio.
what was the one that I got wrong, Lawrence?
Oh
when we
yeah,
were
because
talking?
you said the last time you said
It was
another
like
Marvel villain, like a dumb one.
it was like I thought I said like Macho. No, it wasn't Macho Man, but it was something like that.
Macho Man
Macho
Randy
Man.
Savage?
Yeah, Macho Man. Randy
Jake
Savage.
Gyllenhaal
But
starring
anywho,
as
uh,
Macho Man.
and that so anyway, that was a particularly famous event from the podcast. Was that Pat just brought up like, oh, Jake Gyllenhaal is playing Mysterio, and Wooly got really pissed because he was like, I didn't want to know that he was playing him because Mysterio is supposed to be like, you know, in the helmet and stuff. So why
Well-
now I'll recognize him when he's out of the helmet. And Pat was like, it's in the commercial. like the wide ass commercial that everybody sees. And so it's like, I don't know, does that one count?
Well, I mean,
it's
not only is it in a commercial, but
But the thing
Jake
is, and so
Gyllenhaal shows up without a helmet in the first few minutes. of the
correct, but you
movie.
didn't know that until you saw the movie.
Fair.
Right, and so yes, Grant, you're super right, but this is the thing that I don't know, I guess Pat kind of brought up, was that he was like, it should be noted that Pat hates spoiler culture, kind of like I do, but to a much more extreme, where it's just like it's too specific to individuals, where it's like this person will care about this thing but then not this thing, but then a third person in the conversation will care about thing but not the other thing, and so you end up just not being able to talk about anything
Well,
sometimes.
because I'm thinking to like you know, Jordan, because we would see like a movie together and he'd be like, yeah, I'm gonna like leave for the trailers, or like I'm just gonna close my eyes and like my ears for when the trailers show up, and I'm like, why? He's like, I don't want to know anything about a movie if I see it. I'm like, okay.
and then
So
and
I think it's
fair.
like, is that fair?
Yeah.
what do you mean?
Well, sorry.
I mean, it's-
sorry.
he can do what he wants.
So
For him,
allow me to explain that statement, where it's just like clearly he, like in that particular case, clearly he's allowed to leave the theater, right? Like that's totally fine. But I don't think it's reasonable to I don't think it's reasonable to assume in conversation that, like, I don't know, like I'm trying to think, like, okay, sorry. So it's like, with it, because I never hung out with Jordan, right? So like, if I'm just talking about a movie trailer, would he get upset by that even if he didn't tell me it beforehand? I would assume not. I'm assuming he would.
He's pretty fast to be like, no, I don't know, stop.
What the hell is that? Oh, that's his horn. Sorry, I thought that was a B drill, which is also not in this game, by the way. No B drills yet.
Shame.
But yes, I don't know, man. It's like,
I mean, he's
how
pretty
do you-
quick on the trigger, because I was gonna talk to him like before Infinity War came out.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, did you see that? And I was gonna say that you know, X person is in the
And
movie.
he was like, "Shut the fuck up."
And yeah, he was like, dude, I haven't seen it. Stop. And I'm like, oh, right.
Okay, that's pretty fair. Like, I don't know, man. It just like, I mean, I already said this, but I just find it frustrating sometimes, where it's just like trying to accommodate like for the multiple different possibilities of what spoilers do or do not count as being okay. So I mean, like, I'm definitely not taking the Pat extreme that he shared on stream, where he was just like, fuck it, from now on I'm just gonna spoil everything every moment that I can because you're gonna see it anyway, why does it matter? And it's like, that's the most dickhead take you could ever possibly
Yeah.
have. So I'm definitely not sharing that with you, but you know, I don't know.
I don't know. What do my limits be? I guess like if the thing that you're spoiling hasn't been released yet, then of course.
Well,
anything
yeah,
you
like
say
that
would
makes
be
sense,
spoilers.
right?
But then after that, like after it's been released,
What was the?
I
what
guess
was
there
the
would be
one-
there would be
Oh,
some
yeah.
like a couple of weeks of like making sure everyone has seen it first, and
It's-
then you're allowed
Yeah.
to spoil.
I don't know. I mean, it's again completely personal, and there's
Yeah.
like, I see why there's frustration about it, but also, I don't know, man.
Well, because it's like, I don't know, like, because needless to say, my favorite conversations are the ones where I get hype about stuff, and it's way easier to get hype about stuff that's brand new as opposed to stuff that's old most of the time.
Right.
So it's just like, I don't know, I definitely, and I try to be accommodating, right? But it's like, you know, and then obviously there are times that I'll slip up, like, you know, Grant and I when we were playing
Back.
Persona 5. Like that one I will definitely take on the chin. That was me just getting too excited and spoiling stuff. And then there's the stuff, and then there's like the reverse spoiler, which is also difficult. Which this is like a slight tangent, but like when Grant, you remember like the Akechi bit where you were like cake, and I just like said nothing and just like sat
Yeah.
there because I was like, I can't believe that Grant is doing this to me right now. That, like, I consider that to be like a reverse spoiler because that's not my fault. That's your fault for
No.
asking the question. But then again, I could have done better. Since then I've decided that my response to any theory, any time that someone's playing, like even Lawrence can even attest to this on when we're doing like the Sunday streams and stuff. But my tactic 100% of the time is
Maybe.
just say that it's interesting. Like, oh, that's an interesting theory, or like, oh yeah, that'd be cool.
Well-
You know what I mean?
Well, you saved it, Bobby, from that when
With
he
JoJo?
saw Golden Experience Requiem. Remember that?
Yes. And it's just like, I don't know, like that, like that's the, like, I feel like that's the best way to handle like reverse spoilers, because if I just say it's interesting, I'm neither confirming nor denying. I'm just saying it's interesting. Also giving you a low-key compliment, which is nice. But yeah, anyway.
I
Yeah.
will say this. I feel like there should be some onus on people themselves to like, because Jordan being not getting spoilers, I think it's good that he like actively goes out to avoid them and does things to do that. But like, if you go around and just casually show the internet without really, you know, accepting that people are gonna spoil things, then you're in for a bad time, and you don't really have a right to get on people's asses for spoiling things. Like, you need to take some care if you don't want to do spoilers, because part of the burden.
Well,
is
But I'm about to say,
not
I
just
guess
everyone
from
else.
Jordan's perspective, he just doesn't browse that kind of stuff, though, right?
Right.
I think it also depends on like if you know the person, right? Because if
True,
you
yeah.
know
right.
that Jordan doesn't like spoilers, then it's like stop telling him or something, you know?
Yeah,
Right,
exactly.
there-
I would say you'd be
There's
accommodating
burden on
in that
responsibility
case.
two ways, but also like I think the
Yeah.
final part is like, well, if you do get spoiled, how do you react to it? Because you don't like a lot of times people get on people's asses for spoilers without really having a right to. But there are times where you do have a right to, so it depends on. It's so context specific that it's just like you can't really speak in broad strokes that kind of thing. I don't feel like.
Because like,
What's everyone's
because like Grant and I, sorry, like I just wanted to say this before we move on, or not move on, but like move on from the thing that Adrian just said, where it's just like, I feel like, and Grant knows this, right? Because Grant and I have had many arguments about spoilers in the past, where it's like, in my perspective, unless like the entirety of the thing revolves around a twist, I don't really care about like spoilers of like, oh, this happens at the end, because it's more about the journey of getting there that matters to me, you know? Like, needless to say, there's a really big JoJo spoiler that I could just say right now and it would ruin Lawrence, but I'm not gonna, because that's fucking the whole point of the thing, you know? But then again, there's also people that
Zach
just
is
don't
in
want to know
JoJo's.
anything, right?
Zach makes a cameo in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and that's a
True,
spoiler.
Yeah.
God, I'd be
Yo.
so hype. Are you
He shows up
kidding?
at the last second as a background character and then leaves.
And then leaves.
because he forgot to mention the math equation.
So
yeah.
the,
He stares at the JoJo character. He's like, "All right, I'm leaving now," and that's one of the henchmen defeated. He just
I'm
leaves
glad.
his
I'm
body,
glad that you
so
guys
sad.
find that so funny. So the but I did want to say this as well before I pass it off to Grant so he can continue with the conversation. The one type of like people being like spoilers, come on, man. The one type of that I do not accept whatsoever is when it's like basic storytelling type stuff. Like, I feel like it should be everybody's assumption that any piece of entertainment media, period, could have spoilers in it. The fact that I'm like, hey, did you know that Harry Potter has a spoiler in it? I don't think that counts. Like, that doesn't count.
Does?
You should. Yes, it does. But you should 100% assume that everything has a spoiler in it. Something that could be spoilered.
Well, what if someone says, "Hey, this movie has a twist"? Wouldn't that ruin the twist?
It depends on the type of movie, right? Because it's like I'm trying to think of an example, because there were definitely movies that I've seen in theaters that I thought were one thing, but then turned out to be something completely different. You know,
Knives Out.
No, because I knew that Knives Out was a whodunit mystery movie. I guess the twist there is that it's like a subversion of the particular trope, but I kind of expected something like that from a mystery movie. You know what I mean? It's more like I'm thinking of something more along the lines of like. Imagine
Fight
if
Club.
Fight Club makes kind of sense, right? Because it just seems like it's a thing about like brutalization, but then it's like, oh, it turns out it's actually about like mental illness or whatever and masculinity. Like, I don't know, I get like, this is a non-real example, but like, imagine if Spider-Man Homecoming was advertised as a completely different movie. No Mysterio, no nothing. Like, let's just say like they portrayed that like, oh, it's gonna be not the Vulture, fucking like
Instead, they have Rey Mysterio from WWE.
But you know what I mean, right? Like some other villain, like they portray it as being a completely different movie, but then turns out it was actually Mysterio the whole time, and that's the real movie that's happening. Like
Ned turns on Spider-Man and backstabs his friend, and then he doesn't do it at all in the movie.
Ned is the real Mysterio.
Like in that case, I would be upset if someone was like, hey, there's a twist in this movie. But that's different, right? Because if you say that there's a twist, that is more specific than saying that there's a spoiler.
Yeah, I guess so.
You know what I mean? Because like a spoiler could be anything. A twist means that you think it's one thing and it's the opposite, which is a lot of information, actually. So yeah.
When you say there's a spoiler in a movie, do you mean there's something in it that could be spoiled, or the movie spoils itself at some point?
No, literally, like when I say, like if I say that Mad Max Fury Road has spoilers in it, I legit am saying that there is stuff that I could spoil about the movie to you.
Okay.
Period. Yeah.
That's weird phrasing, because I kept thinking you were meaning like, yeah, this Harry Potter spoils itself at some point. And I was like, that's
no.
weird.
I guess that technically be called foreshadowing.
Exactly, right? I was like, that would be foreshadowing, unless it's really explicit.
Snape just goes like, I'm gonna kill you one day, Dumbledore, and it's like, that's
Jack,
weird.
I haven't no,
Like, you know what? And sorry, Grant, I know I keep doing this to you, but it's like that's another one where it's like, you remember the Game Grumps thing where Aaron's like, oh, people were spoilers, like, oh no, Snape kills Dumbledore, lol, and then Dan goes, nice job, dude, I didn't fucking know that. You actually spoiled me on it. And it's like, I think about that because A, it's a really funny, right? But B, wasn't it 10 years old by that time that they were recording it? Like the Harry Potter movies, which are different than the books, obviously, because that's like a reproduction of the thing. But like the movie had already been a decade old at that time. And this is something that Grant and I discussed before, where I personally, if a thing has not been revitalized or has not been reintroduced to a person within 10 years, I am going to assume that it's fine to spoil, because you had 10 years to experience it, and if it took you more than 10 years, no. Yeah. And once again, maybe that's me being a dick, but still.
I mean, I feel like...
No, I see your point.
I feel like this is the thing, right? If they don't tell you anything about their experience with them, that's more or less fine. But if they explicitly say, hey, I haven't seen it part and I'd rather not expose them, I feel like you should respect that if they explicitly go out of their way to tell you.
No, I mean, obviously, right? Like, I'm gonna value their desire more, but my assumption going in is going to be X, Y, or Z. But then there is a slight caveat that came up recently in conversation with that I had with somebody else, where So it's like I just said, if something is like more than a decade old, or like in originality or in reproduction, then I'll just assume, or if it's brand new to you. You know
Right.
what I mean? So like if Lawrence had never seen any of the Harry Potter movies and didn't know anything about it, period, to me, that's a 10-year timer that started. Where it's like, I know to Lawrence I can no longer spoil that because he is granted a 10-year leave to experience all the Harry Potter that he wants, and in 10 years I can walk up to him and be like, yo, what do you think about Snape killing Dumbledore? You know? But yeah, all right, I'm finally done, Grant. Sorry, hopefully you remember what you were gonna say.
I don't, but
Oh, I'm sorry.
what's everyone's like feeling about it otherwise? Because
I mean, I think
don't
I've
know,
said
Lawrence
my
hasn't said
piece.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Lawrence.
I've said my piece.
Lawrence,
yeah.
you speak now.
Oh,
Like,
I'm going to-
I really want there to be a more or less universally accepted, like threshold for what is a spoiler and what's reasonable to spoil versus not spoil. You know what I mean?
Yes.
well, as
And when I
long
mean
as,
when I mean like a universal threshold, I mean like a baseline that everybody agrees to, and then everybody has like their own like a la carte like little things on top of it. You know what I mean? Like almost
I love
as if
a la carte.
like for example, we talked about Jordan before, right? If I start the conversation with, "Hey, do you know Harry Potter?" and he's like, no, I'm gonna be like, do you care about spoilers? Like, that's my responsibility, right? But then if he starts a conversation about Harry Potter and he doesn't tell me, no spoilers, by the way, you're dead.
Oh.
I'm spoiling the shit out of it for you.
yeah, I faced the exact same problem. A friend of mine just started playing Doki Doki Literature Club.
There's definitely stuff you can spoil there.
There's definitely stuff you could spoil, but she brought up the conversation to me about, hey,
Now, but that
this
being
person
said,
is doing this
does she
person.
even know that there could be a spoiler? Because she might just think it's a funny,
no,
like,
she's already
visual
past
novel.
that point.
Oh, okay.
She's already seen the first thing.
Because that
And
was,
then-
that
and
was
then
going
she,
to be.
and then she
'cause-
brought that up. I'm like, yeah. And do you also remember when this happened? She was like, what? I didn't finish the game yet.
Gotcha.
I mean, I'll
just
say
got
this. I'll say this, Zach. I understand the desire for like a universal standard, but there's a rather large contingent of people that still don't believe the Earth is round.
Well, I
So-
mean, yes, obviously, but when I mean like universally accepted, I just mean like majority accepted. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Where it's just like
like a general baseline.
like just a general baseline where it's like I don't know, even if people just accepted the 10-year thing, where if a piece of media has not been officially re-released or reproduced within 10 years, it is okay to spoil. Like if people just accepted that, I would be like, okay, that's fine, because then I could I couldn't even talk about Final Fantasy VII because they just remade it. You know what I mean? Which is totally fine. I'm okay with that. But Lawrence actually brings up a good point where it's like, what if the person doesn't even know that there is a possibility of things that are spoilable, I guess. Although, actually, Lawrence, I guess the thing at Doki Doki Literature Club is a twist. Which is something that you're not supposed to share.
I guess.
Because it's a
But,
pretty
I
big
don't know.
twist.
Well, I mean, the first major twist, once you get to the first major twist, I would assume you know that.
Right, you
You
would
know
assume
the-
from
you know what's
later.
going on.
Well, I mean, that being said, the stuff with Monica at the end, that's like a double twist, because it's like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah, I guess so. But still, I just remembered another weird scenario because like pertaining to Marvel movies, because Endgame came out and then after Endgame was Far From Home, right?
Yes.
But in the Far From Home trailer, they say, "Hey, Iron Man is dead. What are you gonna do now?" Which, for someone who would not have seen Endgame yet,
Look at this.
for
Look at
example,
this
my parents.
guy. You see him?
Oh my god.
Anyway,
famous.
he's Spider-Man slingshot. Anyway, yeah, sorry. Please continue.
But yeah, So if someone didn't watch Endgame yet, but they're just like in the movie theater and that trailer shows up, and it goes, "Hey, Iron Man is dead."
But the thing,
It'd be like-
and so it's like, yes, obviously that's really dumb, bad spoilers, right? But then I think about it for a second. It's like, how else are you supposed to advertise the Far From Home movie? Because that's like a core tenet of the movie.
Sure, yeah.
I don't know. Are you just gonna say
But-
like, oh, Spider-Man's going on a crazy, wacky vacation? Like no one would see. Well, I mean, people would still see that movie because it's Marvel, but you know what I mean.
Right. But like, I don't know. I
Hey,
feel like the
Pincer.
timing was just weird between the two. Because like Endgame hasn't even.
Like
like,
fully,
they're still
fully
showing-
reached. Yeah, it's not
They're
even
still
fully
showing
reached.
in the
Yeah.
theaters when Far From Home trailers started showing up. So like, theoretically, people would not have known.
Yeah, I guess you're
I
right.
don't know. It is a weird scenario. That's why I was very glad that we got to see Endgame in opening night.
I know. You're welcome for that,
Otherwise,
by
it
the
would
way.
have been. Yes, I remember that we had to book the tickets like
We?
months beforehand. You had to book
Excuse
the
you,
tickets
I
months
had to. Yeah,
beforehand.
exactly, motherfucker. I had to stay up until fucking 4 a.m., which I was gonna do anyway.
Was I there for that? I feel like I joined that movie night. The one where you went out to the thing.
It was
the
probably
club.
for a different Marvel movie because I remember it was only 4 because it was me. Oh my god, look at his butt. It was me, Lawrence, Janine, and Malia went to go see
I was gonna
it.
say, I remember jumping on one of those fucking things where you went out to AMC.
We definitely went to one of them with you. I don't remember which one.
Back to the apartment. Lawrence saw.
Sorry.
Oh my god, I remember when I forgot something and I went back to the apartment and then Grant and Bobby's pants were just down. I think
good
T-posing as
picture.
well.
Oh my god.
Didn't know what was going on.
Grant.
They just staring at me,
Yeah, we were standing
like
by
staring
the
at me like
kitchen.
I'm the weird one.
Yeah, like why weren't your pants off, Lawrence?
It reminds me of the
funny.
fucking shoe meeting. The
Oh,
shoe
sorry.
meetup video.
Sorry, Saba's been asking a question and I haven't been answering. So what's the max level? So Saba, it goes level 1, 2, 3, and then the level after 3 is max 4, which doesn't add anything. It just shows that you're maxed out now.
Have you guys seen the sneaker meetup video?
Oh yeah. yeah. God.
I love this
Dude,
video.
what the hell is this? How do I get that? Come on. Fuck you, Hoot Hoot. God, there's something on the back of the sign, but I can't see it or get it. See? Hi. Damn it.
The triple white Air Force Supremes.
Gucci slippers.
His cardboard box says Manny from Dire Wimpy Kid on it.
Just a body in the trunk.
Don't worry about it.
All right.
Shit.
Man, as I said, I've been playing.
I know, Saba. I
Hades
want to
through
find
this.
Vespa-Quen, but I don't know where she is, dude.
Grant?
Yeah, please continue,
Yes.
Grant.
As I said, I've been playing Hades through the stream, and this is a fucking great game. I'm having a wonderful time.
Cool.
I just unlocked the spear.
The spear.
The spear.
I didn't think I would like the shield, but the shield's actually really cool.
You and Saba are very like I don't get the shield essentially.
You
You get-
throw.
No, I know
You just buff your throw, and then it's fun.
No, I know, and I believe you when I say that, but it's just like I don't know, man. Well, I mean, obviously everybody's allowed to have their own favorite, but I adore the gauntlets a lot.
How do you get them?
Just progress.
Oh, okay.
It'll happen more or less naturally. You don't really have to do much to get it. But yeah, because there's the you know, there's the gauntlet in general, and then eventually you're gonna unlock the ability to do like weird versions. Like you get to like add modifiers to the weapons and stuff. And one of the ones for the gauntlet is your uppercut now vacuums enemies into the hit as you're sucking them up. And so it's like, dude, fucking uppercut to start the battle, and then just punch, uppercut to execute them, and it's like, guys, it's so good. I use it to kill bosses and shit. It's so good.
Nice.
Oh, I love this. But yeah, Hades is really good. It deserves all the awards that it got. Not only for voice acting and stuff, but also just because of just fantastic game design.
Hey, Zach, man.
Nice.
Nice. God.
Not real, but very funny.
It should be.
You're
real
right,
in
it
my
should
heart.
be.
Hey, Zach, man. Well, how would Zagreus even respond to that?
I mean, in the clip, if you finish it, he says thank you.
Oh, good point.
What a nice.
I pass out from laughter every time I watch that, so I never get to finish it. I
I
usually wake up sweaty in a trunk with my hands tied behind my back with handcuffs.
Oh God.
There's a sneaker trade going on outside.
Yeah, but I don't want to disturb it, you know?
Yeah.
And I pass out again
Understandable.
and wake up back in my chair.
Great. Are you guys ready for
No.
another banter topic?
Sure.
All right, what's the
Which
next banter
one?
topic?
Nice work.
We got the Dream Control one that I posted just today.
Dream Control?
So, the other day, I really didn't want to get out of bed, which is normal for me, because I
Were
don't have
you
much to do in
shifting?
life. No, but, let's see if I remember specifics. Basically, I was having a dream where, like, there was this weird school building or something, and, oh god, basically, it was a really interesting dream to me because I was very invested in it. And I would occasionally, as you know, morning came by, and I was occasionally shifting in and out of like consciousness a little bit. I was like, no, but I want to continue in the stream world. And eventually, I got hard woken up by something. My mom was like, "Hey, you go do this fucking thing." So I had to wake up, go to the bathroom, go do it. But like, I was trying to maneuver in such a way so that I would still have the dream in my head, and so I could go back to sleep and finish the dream, because I was left off on a really, really unsatisfying cliff end for my dream. So I remember just being like, "Fuck it, I'm so tired and I want to go back to sleep. I'm gonna keep this in mind. I'm gonna keep memorizing and retreading the dream in my head. And I'm gonna go back to sleep after I'm done with this thing, and I'm gonna fucking go back to that dream world." And I remember thinking like, I hope I actually ended up in that dream again and not in some random other dream when I go to sleep now. And I didn't. I got back in the dream, I did the thing I wanted to, and I was like, fuck yeah, but then when I was in my dream, I was like, why am I so happy I finished this thing?
It wasn't like completely satisfying.
It was like weirdly like, I feel satisfied more than I should, but I don't know why. And then when I woke up, I was like, oh, hell yeah. But I was just thinking like, man, how far, like, what's the relationship between that and lucid dreaming, I guess?
What, keeping
And,
it in
like-
your head while you're in the like early
While you're,
waking
like-
stages?
Yeah, and then going back consciously to that specific dream.
I mean,
and, like-
I've done. I don't know if I've done anything like that before, but I definitely remember when I was younger, I would wake up and be like, "Dude, that was a great dream." Like there was this one dream where, I mean, I'm not going to describe the whole thing for the sake of conversation, but there was one dream that I had that was pretty fun, where we were like, "What's the name of it? Is that Shaman? Shaman, what the fuck are you doing over here? Why, Shaman? What are you doing?"
Shaman's leading the Bidoof charge.
I guess he is. Oh, they're all watching Score Bunny be a badass. Anyway, sorry. So boop boop boop. Yeah, anyway, long story short, we were like in jungle tree houses and it was really fun. It was me and the family. But the and I remember I would wake up and be like, "Oh, this is really great." And then the next night I'd be like, "Man, I really wish I could like have that dream again. That'd be really cool." And then that same night I would just, it wouldn't be the same dream. It would be like the next episode, I guess, if that makes sense.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You made a series?
All right. Well, remind me to talk about that in a minute. But but yeah, it was just fun because it was just like. So I don't know if that's necessarily even remotely the same as what Adrian was talking about, but it was something that I was like, oh, that's cool.
I guess
Dude,
I'm just
eat
thinking
this!
like, I guess I'm just thinking like, sleeping has become such a pastime for me now, and I enjoy so much. I'm like not that far from like investing in learning how to lucid dream. And I'm wondering, like, but if I learn, will I be spoiled? Will I be ruined forever? Where I'll be like obsessed with sleeping just so I can lucid dream?
But you'll be able to shift properly.
True.
It's not shifting. It's lucid dreaming. Shifting is another entire reality. Dreaming is just a fake one.
It's just a fake one.
Plus, I don't think lucid dreaming invokes like convulsions, fevers, headaches.
It could.
All the signs of proper shifting, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
Dying.
sweating,
feel like
trembling,
shit.
convulsions, headaches.
You can't spell shift without shit, so.
True.
I mean, literally
Anyways,
true.
I just want to know if you guys have had enough experience with like sleep and dreaming to like actively exert any control over it just because you wanted to.
I mean, like every now and then, like when within the dream, do you guys do like, oh shit, this is a dream, this is real. I'm just do whatever I want.
That's
Usually
you
I'm
know,
in the middle of freaking out whenever I realize that.
Really?
strangely, no. I can't remember any time this ever actually happened to me.
Oh,
I get
That's
really
so
immersed
good.
in my dreams.
nice.
Well, yeah, that's how dreams do.
Also, the
That's how they do.
only times I can remember waking up from dreams were either because something physically disrupted me, or there was one time where I remember in my dream I told like a joke. I wish I remember what the joke was, but like I remember telling a joke, and it was both really funny and really shitty, and I started laughing. I laughed so hard I woke myself up,
Alright, that's pretty good.
and I woke up chuckling.
Oh,
There's a
I was
bunch of
like-
Caterpie! What the fuck, dude?
I woke up chuckling, and then when I was partially awake, I was like, "Man, that was funny. What was the joke again?" I went back to sleep to remember it, and then I went back to sleep, and it was a completely different dream. I forgot what the joke was,
Oh no.
Damn.
Darn.
but apparently it
Can
was
you
so.
guys-
I remember all I remember is that it had something to do with poop. It was a poop joke of some sort.
Hell yeah. Can you guys like wake yourself up from a dream?
No, absolutely not.
I used to be able to.
What the
I
hell?
can't
He's
anymore.
here! Oh my god!
I feel like I generally can. Yeah.
Fuck you, bitch.
it's just like, and-
I can't really do that.
Wake.
You've run out of memory. Let's call that an
I will mention. Actually, no, never mind. I already told you guys my one recurring nightmare I've ever had. I think I did, right?
Did you? I don't know.
I don't remember.
Not as when I wasn't here because I don't remember it.
I'm pretty sure I've told the stream at some point that I've had one recurring nightmare in my past, and I've stopped having it a long time ago. But it was about Zack and Cody from The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody.
Oh, I thought you were saying that you had a nightmare about me, and I was like, thank God.
No, it was years ago. Grant, did I say this already? The story?
I don't think so.
Okay, well I'll just retell it very quickly. It's a dream where I go into a hotel, and this is back when Zack and Cody was actually popular and a thing. So, you know, in the zeitgeist of their time. So I would also dream that like I was looking behind this like giant hotel. It was not the one from Zack and Cody. It was a different hotel for some reason. But I'd be looking at it. It'd be nighttime, and then be like, all right, time to go into this hotel. And then I would like look behind me, and the cast of Sweet Life Zack and Cody were there, including the titular twins, the mom, and everyone. They would go into the hotel with me, and they were as their actor selves, not their show selves. It was literally like the actors, not the characters. They're just like, all right, we're traveling, we're going to this hotel because we're like actors. They'd go in with
Oh,
me,
wow.
and then I'd go in a hotel, and then it would shift from my view to them going into their rooms, and then it would shift specifically to a chef who looked like the butler from the show for some reason, even though he was also part of their group, which is weird. So there's like just two of the same guy, but one of them's the chef at the hotel. But it would go to the hotel's view. It would be like a camera cinematically. I'd see the chef, and he'd be like he'd be alone in this giant kitchen, just him in this hotel's kitchen at night, with like a frying pan and like one egg, and he would be frying like one egg. He would like yawn and stretch, and then just leave the room while the egg's still frying. And then the kitchen would just start to catch fire, and it would go back to me and be like, holy shit, the hotel's gonna burn down. I gotta save these actors. And I would like knock on the door and be like, who the hell are you? And I'd be like, I don't know, you don't know who I am, but the hotel's gonna burn down. You gotta believe me. And they'd be like, what the fuck is what? Who are you? And then they'd be like, completely dismiss me, and it would just be a nightmare of me trying to save these actors until eventually, without fail, for like 3 times in a row that I've had this stream over the course of different months, I would escape the hotel and I would just watch the hotel burn with them not having escaped.
Oh my god. That's intense.
Boy.
A really
And
interesting reoccurring nightmare.
And the last time I had that dream, I want to say it's so blurred, but I think the last time I had that dream, there was something so different that I never had that dream again. Where I was like, "You gotta believe me, I've had this
You
dream before."
saved them. It was a
No.
time loop.
No, it was literally I had a dream, and one of the kids was like, "All right, we're not moving." And I was like, "What?" And they're like, "Yeah, we believe you, but we're not moving." And we're like, "What? But we're gonna
They
die."
chose- so they chose to die.
I basically. I think I saved one of them at the end. I think I saved one of the twins, and the rest still died. And that was the last time I had that dream. And I was like, "Well, good enough, I guess."
Good enough.
I did my
It's a
best.
passive
I've
grade.
done my duty.
I did my
Like, I
best,
had-
and they chose death. So
It was so weird because I had that dream like in high school like 3 times divided by months over like a year.
My god.
It was very strange. That's the only recurring nightmare I've ever had. And yeah, that's the one.
intense.
That was my one recurring dream. It was very interesting.
we registered every species on the island.
Nice.
Pog, dude.
That's pretty poggers.
Pogus Wagus. Have you guys had recurring nightmares that you'd like to share at least?
I mean, I don't have a. Well, actually, I'll let you guys go.
Recurring nightmares. I'm sure there is, but I can't think. of
Lawrence?
Yeah, I never had a recurring nightmare. I've had dreams of like or nightmares of like
Of
around the same
blue?
theme, but definitely not interconnected in any way.
I will also say it was very strange because the nightmare part was just me feeling guilty and not something bad actually happening to me.
You feel guilty.
Like I felt survivor's guilt in a dream. It wasn't like a big monster was gonna kill me or anything. I was just like, I didn't save them. I couldn't save them. Which is very strange.
What are
like,
you? What are you? A
Nightmare
fireman?
theme. Like, what am I,
don't
a
know.
sailor from Bones in the Ocean?
Oh, I bid farewell.
I recommended that when it only had like 2,000 views on YouTube, and now it has like 5 million. I on stream explicitly recommended it. You can see in the old.
We don't
server.
have any proof.
I feel very proud of it.
There's no proof of that.
Zach
It
explicitly
didn't happen.
found that
A complete
same
fabrication.
Line and deleted
I-
It was a
I-
lie. We wrote
I
it.
think
We
you
made it up.
That might be one of the first times I've ever been able to feel like I like the Forest popular. And I'm not gonna lie, I get it. Now that I've done it, I get it. I get
Now
why, I get why
get
people
it.
did that.
I'm not immune to pipster propaganda.
I'm not immune to being a hipster, which, by the way, I don't. That's not really like a term anymore, is it? Like, no one says hipster, I don't think.
No, a lot of people still say
Nah.
hipster.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Who?
I don't know those people.
Zach.
I mean,
Zach.
it is a term that I use, but apparently I also use metrosexual, which is not a okay, I guess. But like, I don't know. I use hipster because it's like, yeah, it's straight up just somebody who's like into not exactly old culture. Like, what would you describe it? Like, fucking antique obscura, in an effort to make themselves look more cool and valid.
I just feel like it's not a very popular. Like, I'm sure people still use it, but it's definitely not like a popular mainstream like 2020 lingo thing. I think anymore.
You mean hipsters would
unfortunately.
use it?
I'd suppose. If they were still a term that people identified as.
If they still existed, rest in peace, all of them.
But yeah.
So since no one had any nightmares, reoccurring nightmares that they could share, it's not a
I was gonna say,
reoccurring.
I remember Zach's recurring nightmare.
Could you remind me? Because I know I had a few, but I can't remember any of the fucking details at the moment. Like my recall isn't working.
Isn't it like you were getting chased by?
Does this have to do with
Some
the
sort of-
bicycle made out of fucking fruit by the foot? Do you remember that at all?
What?
Okay, never mind. That apparently
Was
was
that a new
not.
one?
No, because it's like I have
It's
a
one he
vague-
had last night.
I have a vague memory of a reoccurring nightmare happening, and it was like, and it's kind of what you were saying. Like, I don't know. Do you have any more details that might be able to jog my
It
memory?
was like I imagined it's like some sort of like monkey gorilla sort of thing chasing you, and you recalled a moment where you were like swinging in the vines, and it was swinging after you as well.
I mean, that just sounds like a few of them. Actually, that sounds like it might be the nightmare version of the My Family Lives in the Jungle that I mentioned previously.
You don't know.
But yeah, so like I don't know, just to share, I guess the one that I was talking about. There was a dream that I would have multiple times because it was during the period of time where my parents were like, just don't think about you having a nightmare and you'll be fine, right? Or rather, sorry, my mom was like, if you ever, this was when I was really young, she was like, if you ever have a nightmare, just call for us in your dream. Oh, dude, she's moving the combi like a fucking god. That's crazy. If you ever have a nightmare, just call to us in your dream and we'll be there. Little did they realize that apparently I'm like kind of like a weird sleeper. Well, I mean, this is just talking in your sleep, right? But like I was being chased by this guy, me and a friend who is a person that I had never seen before, but I knew he was my friend, had just finished eating a bicycle where it looked like a normal bicycle, but as you peeled, like you picked at it, it turned into fruit by the foot.
That's dope.
and so we had just finished eating the entire bicycle, and so we were a little lethargic, and immediately like it was basically Sloth from the Goonies comes bursting in, and he's just like roaring incessantly, and I was like, oh my god. So I started screaming bloody murder in the dream, but no words were coming out of my mouth, and I was like, all right, well, thanks, Mom. Little did I realize, apparently I was screaming my head off while I was sleeping, and my parents woke up fucking mortified. And in the dream, it felt like it took another, 4 hours for me to wake up, essentially. But my mom said that she like rushed down the hall to come get me and to wake me up, and it was literally like 30 seconds had gone by the time that I started screaming, which is weird to think about because I don't like thinking about the disparation in time there. But yeah, I don't know. I had that dream like 2 or 3 times of just like I very distinctly remember eating the fruit by the foot bicycle and then Sloth from the Goonies chasing us. And there was like a bed. It was like my bed, but it was huge and it had a bunch of holes in it. And he kept poking his head out. But then it was like a cartoon where there would be like his head would be poking out. And then there would also be like, you know, those like bats, the metal bats that like Japanese warriors would have that had like spikes all over them.
Tetsubos. I love them.
It was that. So like, but he only carried one, but like 6 would be popping out of like 100 different holes at the same time. And so it was like, you know, nightmare stuff. But anywho, yeah, that like at the moment, that's the only reoccurring nightmare I can think of. What else?
Tangentially off that.
Okay.
Have you guys ever had a dream that felt like it lasted for fucking years?
Yes.
I think I described one literally last week or earlier this week.
Right, because I was just thinking like, man, that reminded me of like Tarzan's last words as he plummets to the jungle floor.
I was fine.
that tweet and that screenshot made me laugh for a solid 5 minutes the first time I saw it. But
It's really clever.
it's really good. Anyways, there was this one time where I had to write a book report for English in like high school or something, and I was like, I'll do Serpico, whatever. And then I saw the Serpico movie, and it was old enough that it was on like that one website that archives like movies whose like copyright thing expires, so you can just post them online.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, I'll just watch the movie. Little did I know, I looked this up afterwards. Serpico the movie is fucking 4.5 hours long.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
Because it's one of those old movies where they just did that back in the day. So I started watching it, and I was like, is this me or is it taking a long time? I don't watch all the movies. I guess it's just how normal movies are, I guess. So I'm watching it, and like, I pass out in the middle of it, and I feel like the fact that I was like, my mind was thrown off by how long this movie was taking to just happen, that like my dream dilated, where I felt like I was I felt like I was in an entire world and grew up as an entire separate life for like 8 years. And like, eventually I woke in this entire separate society and everything. There was like slightly altered rules for this entire world and its laws. And
because you were watching the movie Serpico and it took that long.
Well, just the time dilation aspect of it. I felt like this dream was taking forever. I woke up and I was like, was I in a coma? And it's dark outside, and I'm like, I've got so much drool caked over my face. And I look, and the movie's over, and I was asleep for like an hour and a half.
Sat through three hours of it.
And I was
That's
like,
still respectable, to be fair.
what? I don't know if you guys know the movie or book Serpico.
No.
I don't.
It's about a Brooklyn cop who deals with like police corruption.
Oh,
That's
okay.
the movie. That's
Is it
the premise.
good?
I wrote a book. I BS'd a book report on it.
So
And you
maybe.
slept through the movie.
There was a weird part that involved ballet for some reason. I don't
Oh
know.
my god, I had to do this again. Go.
But yeah, it was very much like Serpico's like, I joined this force to do good, and I'm not gonna be like the rest of you and like buy into this corruption nonsense. And it was like, cool. I appreciate that. I definitely appreciate it more than I did back then because I was in high school before people started just full on taking the mask off in public about that kind of thing. So yeah, back in the day I thought it was fine. Now I appreciate what it was going for. I'm surprised they. Well, actually, I'm not necessarily surprised. I guess corruption among cops was a thing back in the day too. It just
I mean,
wasn't
corruption
necessarily
among
popular.
cops has been around forever.
Right, but now people are actually believing it's a thing. Like mainstream wise.
I mean, it's kind of. I mean, not to be too, because obviously we don't necessarily need to be talking about this with less than 15 minutes left in stream, but it is interesting to think that most media for a really long time, like cop shows and stuff, the police were like undeniably heroic every time in their
Yeah.
depictions. And I mean, to be fair, why would you depict them as anything else? Because it's really it's really not comfortable to think of cops as being anything other than having the best intentions. But whatever. So what was I gonna say? There was something I was gonna share, but I don't remember what it was.
Time dilation in dreams, was it related to that?
No, it was a dream though. So I've been watching a lot of like like fan dubs of Fist of the North Star. And so 2 nights ago I had a dream that I meant to put in banter topics, but I completely forgot. So I'm kind of glad that this came up, so I remember to tell it. But the basic over under was that I had a dream of a knockoff Fist of the North Star show in my mind, and I wanted to share it because I thought it was really cool. So for one, I mean, are people familiar with Fist of the North Star to begin with? Like what
More
the
or less.
story is?
Vaguely, it's like Mad Max plus You're Already Dead.
Yeah, I'm about to say, super strong fighting dude is going across the fucking desiccated wilderness to. He's technically trying to get his wife back. Like that's the main thing, right? So that's where most of the stuff I'm about to share comes from. But so anyway, the basic premise of the Dream TV show (?) in my mind was the show starts with a scene of I want to say it's like a cookout or something like that, and there's a lot of really specific details about it. Like for example, and I have to pause here so I can remember, but so it was me and my wife. Like I was the main character of the show. I was the Kenshiro of this show. So it was me and my wife. I'm tending to our vegetable patch / garden, tending to the tomato plants, and there are a very specific species of blue rose. Like that's what I'm doing. 2 of our best friends are sitting over on lawn chairs, and they're like fiancés with each other. They're getting married soon, and they're just having a wonderful conversation, talking about whatever. My wife is at the grill, but she is grilling corn on the cob and shrimp. And then in the pool is our dog, who is just floating around because he's a big fat dog, right?
I just want to grill for God's sake.
We are in the backyard of our beautiful ranch style home, where the entire house is painted a red, orange, white like color, whatever, and the whole place is walled in. And in the background, like above the walls, I can hear the sounds of the nearby city, right? Because we're in like the middle suburb area. And that's how it starts. It's that one scene, very quick. And I remember thinking to myself, like, this is the perfect moment. I love this moment. Hard cut to nukes going off and the entire world going to shit. And the entire purpose of the show, quote unquote, is that I am trying to replicate that memory but all of the little details that I just mentioned are fucking ridiculous to have to like reconstruct. So like, for example, first off, my wife is dead. So I have to figure out how to get her to come back to life somehow. Corn on the cob and tomatoes, corn on the cob no longer exists in the continental US. So I have to figure out how to get it from someone who like imported it or something like that. Shrimp, I have to go catch myself because we live in the middle of nowhere and there's no ocean. So I have to go to the ocean to catch it. I remember over the course of the dream, I kept finding tomato seeds, which are not hard to find, but I kept losing them in increasingly comedic ways. Like to the point where like there was a part where a guy had a harpoon gun. Which is weird, by the way. So it was a harpoon gun that shot harpoon guns that shot harpoons. To keep that straight, and he was going to kill me and the posse of people I had developed at this point. But then he saw hanging out of my pocket there was a bag of tomato seeds, and he was like, "Dude, can I have those? I keep losing mine." And I was like, "Are you fucking serious?" And he's like, "Do it or I'll shoot you," and take them anyway. And I was like, "Fine." And I gave it to him. That species of blue rose exists but is illegal, so having them and growing them, because the petals of the rose can be turned into like a highly very powerful toxin, so that was whatever. I have my dog still, so my dog is still with me, but he is now extremely skinny because we don't have a lot of food, so I have to figure out how to get him to get really fat again. My house still exists, but it's been demolished by the atomic blast, so I have to rebuild it. And then finally, the two best friends that we had, who were getting married soon, they are now leaders of rival factions of cannibals, and so I have to figure out how to end their war and get them to get back together, then get all of these things together to experience that moment again. And unfortunately, it took too long. Unfortunately, it took too long, and I woke up.
Oh my god.
And so I'm not gonna lie, it sounds like it would be frustrating. I fucking loved that dream because I was like, dude, this is cool. I like the premise of this, of it being so specific. But yeah.
I mean, it is nice to have very specific goals in your media.
It was really neat because I was like, dude, oh hello, you're doing a good time. Oh, was that the Pidgeot?
I could totally see like a video game or like even like a board game based on that.
Of like, all right, you have all this really specific shit, you have to do it. Yeah. I don't know. It was fun. And it was just like the first thing that I remember doing in the dream was that I was like, all right, I'm gonna go find the tomato seeds because that doesn't seem that hard. And then needless to say, it was not that hard, but it was very hard keeping them, and I thought that was really funny.
Nice.
Hello.
Oh, yeah.
Why are you dancing, dude? Oh,
Mario.
hello, Mario.
What's that one like Fallout knockoff that released a while ago that everyone like? I think Kenshi. That sounds like some shit you'd see in Kenshi.
Oh, I do vaguely know what you're talking about. Oh, Sylveon and fucking Shaman are here now.
Nice.
Hello, Shaman.
Oh, Shaman.
Oh my god, they're all sleeping!
It's
Oh.
nighttime, yeah.
Also, Vespiquen is probably here. There she is. She's giving commands. Alright, let's see what the points are. Let's see what the points are, and then let's do the rank 3 run through of this real quick, and then we'll call it.
Oh wow, it's almost 9 already.
True. I mean, we did start stream late.
Oh, true.
Yeah. But yeah, I now have a new notepad on my phone because I have one for like just things that are interesting and things like ideas for like games or stories later or whatever. I now have a third one that's like dreams that could be cool for later ? So I have that one, the Fist of the North Star knockoff that I just talked about, and then I also have the one of the blue cat with the ball on his head.
Oh yeah, I
Oh,
remember
nice.
that one.
He jumping. Who be sleeping though? Look at that. Listen, all right, that's not Shaman. Shaman's not even the subject of that one. Go fuck yourself. All right, Pichu, way over there. Bouffalant, sure. Tangrowth, doing that. Swana. Yes, do that one.
Swana sus?
Swana sauce.
When the bird is sus. What's your guys' opinion on waterfowl?
Is this where we're at?
I mean,
Do you-
it's one step above talking about smoothies, so I'm okay with it, I guess.
What's your guys'
how
favorite
dare you.
smoothie flavor?
All right,
Ugh,
we're done. Good night,
Mango and
everybody.
orange.
Mango is real good. Jamba Juice had like this peanut butter one that I tried one time.
Peanut
It wasn't-
butter's
Hello, stream. It's just you and me. I'm gonna give him a minute to talk about smoothies, and then I'm gonna go back. Alright, how much you want to bet that they're still talking about it because they hate me?
immediately.
And have him expelled.
And have him executed.
Have him killed.
God.
Alright, while you were gone, we were dissecting your dream.
Yeah.
Really?
We were talking about the mechanics of how it implemented into a video game.
Really?
No.
Actually, we already made the game.
Oh shit.
Yeah, you're not getting credit
We
for it,
actually
sorry.
already made the game.
It's called The Adventures of Not Zack in the Post-Apocalypse.
Okay, cool. Great.
It's on Steam. Let's play it on stream.
It could be a fun like Fallout style but roguelike thing where like imagine that scene is different each time, like that opening one where it's like, all right, here are all the details that I remember. That'd be cool actually.
In the credits, we have all the people who worked in the game, and at the end it's like, and not Zack, who didn't contribute anything to this game whatsoever. He's not getting any credits here.
I have the thing
Explicitly.
though. I have the video to prove that I just said it.
No, you don't. Look at your phone. It's been smushed.
It's been smushed. We
I
got a
know he
comedically
reads my
big hand.
messages. I just feel so lonely though. Saba, listen, this parasocial relationship can't go on. I can't.
Listen.
I can't have conversations with real people
Just-
and then chat people at the same time. It
Just
doesn't work
because you
that
watch
way.
Zack doesn't mean that you know him, okay?
True, Mikey.
He is not your friend, he is a streamer.
I am your.
He is not
entertainer,
your friend.
question
He
mark?
is an enemy.
He is an enemy.
Because
Take
he
him
is an
out.
enemy.
We were.
Take him, take him.
Oh,
Shot.
Saba, listen,
the
Saba, you have
shot,
to
Mikey.
remember. Saba, you have to remember. There's also a time delay, so I didn't see any new messages by the time that I went back to them in the
Take
call.
the shot, Saba.
Take the shot, sub.
Take the shot.
We must finish it. Kill Zack.
So Lawrence, while I'm getting ready to do level 3 here.
Lawrence.
Hello, Lawrence.
Hello,
Hello,
Lawrence.
Lord.
Oh, it's just max level. There was no level 3 there. That's a little perturbing. So I guess that means there is no level 3 to try. Wow, I got 3 million points for that. Holy shit. So yeah, Lawrence, we're gonna be starting the Greg file for Night in the Woods tomorrow.
Greg
Right,
Heffley.
right.
Yeah,
And
we're
then
gonna be
you said
we're,
that you,
we're gonna be starting it.
kinda-
I did not.
Oh,
I
you
didn't.
didn't.
I did not do any prep because I was thinking about it, and I remembered that in our first session, your audio was really garbage, so I couldn't use any of the footage. I basically had to throw all of it out. So we're not going to
okay.
record an entire session. I just want to get the part with the janitor at the beginning, like the stuff at the bus stop. I want to get your first time like meeting everybody at the band practice, and then I wanted to get the arm. Like when you find the disembodied arm. So
Okay.
just those 3 would be, fully voice acted. And then everything else we can skip through, and we don't have to fully explore anything because we already got all that. So you don't have to worry about that.
Okay.
I have no idea about this game, but it sounded so mundane. Like, yeah, first it's gonna be like when you go to the bus
You're
stop,
talking about
you
the
meet
arm.
everyone, then you you know, go to band practice, and that's a real fun time. That's a real good moment. And then the part where you go into the wormhole and meet your past self, and it's like, what the what?
Like, I actually, you know what, Lawrence, I want to talk about that real quick because we didn't really talk about that during the post game like discussion.
Well, shouldn't we be talking about it tomorrow?
No, I'm gonna punch
do you
you.
wanna talk about it
So the thing that I wanted to talk about was I wanted to ask you. So, because
Zach!
you had expectations about, which is real quick because I want to know. I'm curious. I won't be able to go to sleep. You had expectations about what you thought the like twist in Night in the Woods was, because you kept saying that it was gonna be like Eldritch Cthulhu monsters and stuff.
Yeah.
Wait, I actually don't want to know this.
No. Well, I mean, we're not talking about that, but I don't know, Lawrence. How did you? Were you satisfied at least?
Oh no, yeah, I was satisfied. Like
Okay,
it wasn't
because I will
wasn't
admit
the
I was
exact thing that was
worried that
meant.
you were gonna be disappointed that it wasn't
No.
like fucking crazy monster nonsense.
No. Like I knew deep down I
it
was just
wouldn't be.
exaggerating what I was imagining. Because there's no way they would go
I
in
like
that
this
direction.
caption.
Wait, so did you guys finish Night in the Woods?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, but we're going back and we're doing all the Greg hangout
cool.
sessions. Yeah, so
Yeah, because we just hung out with one person and unfortunately left the other character.
just completely alone.
Yeah,
I-
kept
I'm
messaging me,
aware.
just being like, "I'm in the Stack Falcon."
You didn't even get to see the part where Greg does the thing with the other thing.
We're getting there, Adrian. I promise. All right, just
What
tune
about the
in.
part where? What about the part where Greg?
Apparently, the other thing that I thought that we did with Greg. Apparently, you also just kind of do that at some point during the story, which is really weird. Like I thought that was a hangout with Greg, but nah. Apparently, it's just a thing that you can do. All right. Anyway,
Wow.
we're done. Good night, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow,
everyone.
Lawrence and Saba.
Goo night. Have a goo night.
Good night.
I think